The Kyle Busch drama's never ending.
Oh, I bet.
Him and Joe Gibbs have stopped talking. He's not going to be in 18 next year.
No, he is not. There's no way.
Yeah, you heard me, guys. Kyle Busch is not going to be in 18 next year. That's pretty much a done deal now.
This is all just bullshit.
And Ty Gibbs got a top 10 last week in the 45, filling in for Kurt Busch, and he's back again today.
Awesome.
He ran really good. I think we can go ahead and say Ty Gibbs getting 18 next year. And I can't say he hasn't earned it. I think he's earned it.
You got to think about the what-ifs with Kurt, too.
Yeah. I think Kurt's coming back. But if you're Kurt now, the only reason I'd be hurrying to get back is because Kurt has missed so many races now. Yeah, he's in the playoffs for now, but he's falling. And if we get 16 different winners, he's going to be out because he's like dropping fast. He's at the bottom of the playoff board now with Bowman.
Yeah, because he has a win.
But do you want to come back for Daytona with a concussion concern? No. So I'd just be like, you know what? Take your chances. He's not racing today. Don't race at Watkins Glen. Don't race at Daytona and see if you can race Darlington because that's the first race of the playoffs. So if I'm Kurt Busch, I don't even want to come back for Daytona. I mean, I'd want to, but not really.
Hell no.
I don't think Daytona's worth the risk. I couldn't believe they got Junior in a Cup car at Daytona this year. Junior tested Larson's car at Daytona for Larson because Larson was racing somewhere else, and they sent Junior to drive the 5 car for a day. I was like, Junior got on a super speedway with his fucking issues? I was surprised. And that sucked. Don't it suck that Junior won't do those races anymore because he's the fucking best at them. He won't even do them in Xfinity or nothing. Because now when he comes back, he's like, I do like Richmond, Bristol, Martinsville, Darlington, something like that. And I'm like, do Daytona or Talladega. But nah, too much risk.
Yeah.
He won't do it. And that is a fucking shame, too, that we get robbed of him doing a super speedway race.
It's a complete shame. It's a travesty.
Because I was thinking maybe he'll come back and do like the Daytona 500 one day. He said no. Absolutely not. But I guarantee every sponsor they've talked to, because he wants to start a Cup team, I bet the sponsor's like, hey, you going to drive the car? And he's like, no. And they're like, then never mind. What's up, Michael? You're just gonna pick Ty Gibbs every week until he wins. You know, just keep doing that. He's only 19 years old. You'll be right eventually. He's only 19. He's obviously gonna be around for a long time.
Somebody really pick a Ty every week.
Yep.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
My bets are Bell and Byron because I'm trying to steal some money. Hamlin would be who I'd want to pick, but I'm going Bell and Byron.
Appreciate the dedication.
Michael, I told you that truck race was ass. My whole anti-Richmond rant stands. Okay. Richmond is the Kentucky of short tracks. It's not a bad – it's so confusing, and we talked about this last night. Why are there so many bad races at Richmond? It's a short track, there's multiple grooves, and the tires wear like fuck. How's sometimes the racing here just so shitty?
Because it's not IndyCar.
I don't understand. IndyCar – Richmond's almost too small for an IndyCar race, but it'd be perfect for them.
15-car IndyCar race.
Maybe.
Put the best 15 in the field.
IndyCar at Bristol. Dude, that's what they'd be doing. It'd just be.
Dude, it's loud at Bristol.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I believe that.
I have my earplugs in the pocket of these shorts from Martinsville and Bristol. You go to a short track, Charlotte. At Charlotte, I wore earplugs. You can kind of get away with it. If you're up high, you can really get away with not wearing earplugs. You go to Bristol or Martinsville, you got to put earplugs on, especially Bristol. And I've been going to races for over 20 years, and I'm like, yeah, goddamn. I got to Bristol.
But I'd imagine you have to be
Depending, like
high up.
well, I mean, it just depends on your ears. But I think Bristol is like Bristol is just fucking too loud.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because Martinsville's smaller than.
But Martinsville's more open. It's the grandstands around Bristol that trap the noise, and it just echoes.
Once you get into Bristol, you're like, it's like we were looking up at the other seats, and I was like, I wonder what the looks like. Because there's views where like you're looking straight.
There you go. Look, Blaney and Truex, second and fourth in the points, but look at where they are on the playoff board. And look, Bubba's on a run of 5 straight top 10s, but it's too little too late. He's going to have to win. Yeah. Bubba's last few finishes were what? 3rd, 10th, 5th, and 2nd or something like that? Yeah. I don't know if I got it in the right order, but...
I would give a testicle for Bubba to win today.
Toyotas are good here, and Bubba was really good on short tracks in the trucks. Look, another race. The Richmond Spring Race, nobody was there. But look at how packed it is for the race today. Richmond doesn't need 2 races. I think we're moving into the era of most tracks don't need 2 races. I would just say like Charlotte, Daytona, Talladega, Martinsville.
No, we're coming up on our this will be the 5th
Yeah.
I can't believe it'll be already the 5th.
Yeah.
I feel like the Roval's only been around.
Denny Hamlin brought up a great point. The Roval's irrelevant now. As good as it is, he's like, we only had the Roval because the last car sucked at Charlotte. So we turned the fucking fall race into a road course race. The new car put on the best Charlotte race of all time this year. Why do we need the Roval anymore? And I'm like, good point. If the Roval ever goes away and they go back to like a 400-mile oval Charlotte race in the fall, I'm good with that. Yeah, which they're gonna. And we'll be there because we plan on going. But Hamlin's right. We made the road course at Charlotte because Charlotte sucked with the other car.
I guess the good thing is, so like if the Roval race sucks, it should be an easy decision.
Yeah.
That'll save them money.
And yes, I just went on my rant about how tracks don't need 2 races. Charlotte needs 2 races. It's the home of NASCAR. I'm going to fight for Charlotte to have 2 races. Darlington doesn't need 2 races. I love Darlington. Nobody was at the spring. The spring race was not that crowded. But I bet you when we go in a couple weeks, it's going to be fucking slam full.
But I can see why.
Southern 500.
Okay, yeah. Martinsville when we went. How fucked up the weather was.
Yeah, there was still a good crowd there, but yeah.
The weather was
fucked up. It was windy and cold at Darlington. And like, it was a good crowd, but it ain't going to look nothing like the crowd for the Southern 500 in a couple weeks. So Darlington doesn't need 2. Kansas doesn't need 2. Richmond doesn't need 2. I just opened up.
Need 1.
I just opened up 3 dates for better racetracks.
Open up 4. Throw Kansas out altogether.
Entirely?
I don't want it. Yeah, I don't want it.
Well, now the big campo is, why aren't we racing in Chicago? Because the new car, because people are on their Chicago shit because the new car would probably race really well at Chicago because it's good at Kansas, it's good at Charlotte. I'd like to see the new car at Chicago. But I'm like, motherfuckers, you were just saying get rid of it a few years ago. And they say, oh, guess what? We're getting rid of it. We're doing a street race now. No, go to Chicagoland. It's like, fuck you.
Well, I mean, if in order to get a Chicago, if I have to throw out Kansas, I'm absolutely doing
I'd be fine with that. Drop a Kansas race and give Chicago a date back. But they're not going to have 2 races in Chicago because they've got the street race for a couple of years. So in a couple of years when we revisit this.
Let's go back to Chicago.
Yeah. Nashville's another one where it's like, I like Nashville Super Speedway, but the goal is get them on the short track at the Nashville Fairgrounds. What happens to Nashville Super Speedway then? We just go away from that again? We can't have too many races in one market. That's the problem now. That's why Bristol can't sell for the spring race. That's why Darlington can't sell their spring race, and nobody gives a fuck about Richmond. And yes, and somehow Texas is still on the fucking schedule. We haven't even gone on it about Texas.
Oh my God. Ever since I started watching NASCAR, Texas has sucked.
Been the consistently worst track. Kentucky stole all the headlines for a few years, but once Kentucky's out of the picture, like, God damn, this Texas Motor Speedway is shit.
For me, it's Texas and Kansas where I'm like, fuck
I like
off.
Kansas. I love Kansas. To me, Kansas and Homestead are the 2 best mile-and-a-half tracks, although Charlotte after this year is back up there with the way the new car runs at Charlotte. Although a lot of people will say Atlanta's the best mile-and-a-half because you see how it races. It's like a hybrid of like a mile-and-a-half in Daytona now. It is like a hybrid. Yeah. So I actually I like the new Atlanta. I miss the old Atlanta, but I can't lie. The new Atlanta's pretty exciting. And it's not entirely like a super speedway because guys were bitching about handling and shit. And you don't bitch about handling usually at Daytona, especially in the night race.
I've never heard that. That doesn't make sense.
I remember though before they repaved Daytona was rough. Like it was a horrible handling racetrack. Great races, but the cars were bouncing. If you had a bad handling car, you couldn't do nothing. And then they repaved it, and it's like driving on a carpet. All repaves are like that. It's just smooth. For whatever reason though, the Atlanta repave's bumpy. So that's why I said it's like a hybrid of a mile-and-a-half in Daytona because they couldn't hold it wide open. And they tried to get it to where they could hold it wide open because they ran the Daytona engine package at Atlanta. Atlanta doesn't need 2 races.
No.
That's another one because the fucking race that they just had there sold less than the one in the spring because everybody was excited about the spring race because it was the first one on the new Atlanta. Atlanta needs to be the regular season finale and move Daytona back to 4th of July. And only have Atlanta once. We don't need 2 Atlantas. And they don't. One of them doesn't need to be 500 miles. That's way too fucking much for Atlanta. For the style of racing we have in Atlanta now, 500 miles is too much. I think Talladega should be 400 miles. They should shorten Talladega as well.
Yeah, just for driver safety.
Yeah.
Like just leave it at that. Like just for driver
And it just get to the fucking good part. Because how much of a Talladega race is, okay, we're on lap 100 of 188 and they're all single file against the wall. We're just waiting for that last pit stop and then they'll start racing. We can cut out some of that if we shorten it to 400 miles. I'm a big proponent of shortening races. Shorten Richmond. Why is Richmond 400 laps? Make it 300.
That's a good point.
They shortened the Pocono from 500 to 400. I think they could go shorter on Pocono because they did during the pandemic when they had the 2 races there. They shortened them. It was great.
Did something happen to Kyle in qualifying?
I don't know. I know he qualified like shit.
Cody Ware qualified.
Yeah, that don't sound right.
Let me make the fucking NASCAR schedule and I'll make everybody happy. I promise. Everybody's like, you can't please everybody. I can. I'll make the NASCAR schedule everybody likes. Daytona 30 times a year.
My season opener's
No,
Kentucky.
that's because
Kentucky.
you would
Doubleheader
intentionally
at Texas,
be an
July
asshole,
4th.
Dylan.
Doubleheader
Texas
at
on July 4th. Oh, God. At 1 p.m.
No
We're going to go to
coolers
Texas.
allowed.
That's
No
because
coolers allowed and
you
$20
wouldn't
back
be
to
pleased, Dylan, because you would intentionally be an asshole.
You heard Dylan. Did you book Woodstock 99 by any chance? Dylan said, have Texas July 4th weekend at 1 p.m. No coolers allowed. $20 for a bag of us. Yeah, believe it or not, but Blaney has dominated Bristol, but he has no short track wins. He's dominated at Bristol. He's dominated at Martinsville. Blaney's led a lot of laps at Martinsville in his career. Truex was like that for a long time. Truex didn't win a short track race till, like, what, 2018, 2019 or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think I was watching NASCAR when he first won.
Yeah, he won Richmond. It was like, oh, my God, Truex won a short track race. Oh, mile and a half, Martin. I like looking in the history books and like drivers with the most mile and a half wins. Guess who's number 1? Jimmy fucking Johnson. Because he raced in the era of Chicago, Kansas. All that bullshit.
I know, I'm pulling for Brad.
Look at Harvick's Mobile 1 car. I love that car.
I'm pulling for Brad today. He's got
Hook! Austin Dillon's car says Hook.
Yeah, it does.
Is he sponsored by Goofy? Hook. You can ask Dylan. I called Harvick winning like before the halfway point of the race last week because I was like, damn. I was like, when Harvick gets in clean air, he's as good as anybody. And that thing fucking took off with an assist from Joey Logano. He didn't have the best car, but when I saw him in clean air like earlier in the race, I was like, he's fast if he gets a long run at the end. And guess what? He got like a 35-lap run at the
What have
end.
you said for years, Dale? Cars don't have to be great. They just got to be great in clean air.
Yeah, usually.
mad that Chase is going to win the championship, and it ain't even going to be close.
He's going to win the regular season points, and obviously I think you can go ahead and pencil him in for the Final Four at Phoenix.
No, I think he's going to win it.
It's going to take a lot to get him out of the Final Four.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a lot.
Ross has cooled off lately. Ross, more drama last week because it was Christopher Bell's fault. Suarez, Chastain, Bell, and Hamlin battling for the win. They got green flag pit stops late at Michigan. Ross and Suarez pit. Ross cycles in front of Suarez, which means Ross is going to be the leader. They come back up on track, and Christopher Bell just fucking hooks himself across the nose of Ross trying to block him.
97% of the reason.
Cautions out, traps Ross a lap down, ruins Bell's day, puts Harvick in the lead because he was on the lead lap and had just pitted.
That's when we was all sitting here like, oh.
And then Christopher Bell said yesterday if it was Ross, he wouldn't have blocked like that. But because Ross is an asshole, he threw a block on Ross and wrecked himself, and he's sorry.
What did it do for Bell, though?
It fucking wrecked him and ruined Ross's race. So, yeah, he made a mistake. Yeah, but he said he probably wouldn't have blocked as hard if it wasn't Ross. And I'm like, God.
Hell.
You got to have a little more discreet. Because I know that's who you're racing, but you've got to pit. They've got fresher tires. Get the fuck out of the way.
It's not even that. You got to think like 50 steps ahead. Like,
Yeah.
you can't block somebody.
I thought Suarez was going to win, but they had to wait like an extra second on fuel and not let Ross get in front of him. But then Bell caused the fucking caution and flipped the whole race upside down and gave it to Harvick. And Logano, of course, Logano runs 15th all day, cycles through the second because the caution came out at the right time. But luckily, Bubba was there and Hamlin had gotten back on the lead lap, but then Hamlin got a penalty. So it was pretty much. And then Larson ended up in fourth.
Hamlin penalty was the real shock.
That's
Really,
funny.
we really don't.
Hamlin passed the whole field like twice last week. He had 2 penalties.
That's just hilarious, but in true Denny fashion, he beats himself.
Here we go. It's Richmond. I don't understand what kind of race we're going to get. Could be a shit one, but knowing Richmond, it could be a good one. I don't know. It's hot. It's slick. The tires wear. It should be good. Green flag. I hate this race. I hate that this is the second time we're racing here this year. Ross Chastain around the outside.
Who's got the better purple and white car right now?
Ross out front.
Denny or Alex Bowman?
Ross took the lead from the outside. Remember, Larson was on the pole.
Don't give him that spot, Willie.
For a lot of drivers now, that outside line worked I think you gotta be a little careful in that, Rick, because we don't know how hard these guys are driving.
Willie, I like my Willie B pick already, even though it's early. I just remember how good he was here in the spring. Custer qualified in the top 10. Can you believe the 41's in the top? They've told Custer, hey, if you don't fucking straighten up, Kyle Busch is going to take your ride. So maybe Custer's going to show us something.
Take that spot, Willie.
Custer was good here in Xfinity, but then again, Custer was good everywhere in Xfinity, which is why I don't understand why he's been so bad in Cup for the last couple of years. It's got to be. Crew chief, car, something ain't right. That 41 car ain't been right since Kurt Busch left it, because Suarez sucked in the 41. You see how good he is. They wanted Casey Kane for the 41. He turned them down. Reddick spun. Wow, I got a caution already. He's got 2 wins. He's locked in, and he didn't hit anything, so not a big deal here.
Because you picked him to win the race. Did you tell him, hey, go out there and spin early?
Listen, I picked him to win the race because when I saw
Did he get run over?
The first thing he said is, my last 2 wins came in this paint scheme. Feeling good about it. That was enough. That was enough. He made me, he was my number 1.
What happened? Ooh, he sent it in and got loose underneath Ty Dillon. They just announced Noah Gregson's taking the 42 next year.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that, yeah.
That didn't need to be a caution. But NASCAR's like, the spring race kind of sucked until the last 70 laps. Put it out. Bunch them up. Line them up. Let's restart and do it again.
That's good. Brad got 2 spots out of it, so I'm happy.
I think Buescher can win Watkins Glen.
If you hurt those tires,
I'd be happy with that.
He's my dark horse for Watkins Glen.
I want to see Brad win just because of the big point stock.
Yeah, God, Brad winning breaks the whole system now.
That would be insanity.
It's that set of tires.
He got 100 points.
Brad or Cole Custer winning.
That would have to be the greatest achievement.
You don't want to give those up in a track where tires
Get knocked
And
down.
Ross Chastain is the leader, 5 laps in.
What if Brad won a championship after getting docked 100 points?
Yes or no in the chat? Should that have been a caution? No. He like halfway spun out.
In Heat 5, it's not.
Oh my God, it was Agatha all along. You ain't watched WandaVision, have you?
No.
I won't spoil that. Did you watch Multiverse of Madness? What'd you think? I thought it was pretty good.
It started off rocky, but then I was like,
I love the trauma of them like killing Xavier and Mr. Fantastic. Then you realize, oh, that's just them in that universe. So I was like fine with it, but it's like, wow, that's pretty fucking dramatic.
That was like fucking.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I thought that was interesting that universe implies that it was the X-Men and the Fantastic Four that fought Thanos with some Avengers. And I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow Doctor Strange was like the key to it all. He was like the Tony Stark of that universe. He was the key to winning the fight.
But apparently at some point he went crazy. Or
He used
something.
like the black magic you're not supposed to use.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, when Wanda made Black Bolt fucking cave his own skull in. That was awesome. Oh, yeah. Get a PS5 for 50 cents, guys. I totally buy that.
Oh yeah.
Seems legit. Let me get on that dealdash.com right now. You guys want to get a PS5 for 50 cents? Michael says Justin Haley's going to win Daytona. Justin Haley's running the Xfinity race at Daytona, too. Because Colleague is entering an extra car in the Xfinity race.
I wonder if he's high enough in points.
Corey LaJoie would be a good pick for Daytona. Yeah, I think Haley's high enough in points. Corey's on the border, yeah. And he hasn't had good runs since. He's been wrecked a lot lately. Oh, my back. Imagine you're Corey LaJoie and you win Daytona, but you're 1 point out of 30th. So it doesn't count. Oh, that'd be my dream scenario.
Oh man.
Daytona's going to be crazier than it's ever been because of all this shit going on. Did he say we start? I remember one time I heard Alan Bestbrook say Witzman International Raceway. I remember that. They're fanning out. Who the fuck was that going 3 wide back there? Ross got the lead from the top, and he held the lead on the bottom. Ross has got a pretty good car. Bubba loose in the middle.
Stop.
I wish Bubba would wreck Joey.
He owes him one now. He don't really owe him one, but you know what I'm saying. Joey would have had a better chance to win last week if he'd have just got the hell out of Bubba's way.
Said he didn't think the top was going to work, but we hadn't been on this racetrack.
Brad in the top 5. When Brad was at Penske, Richmond was one of his best tracks. He won a couple of really boring Richmond races. Brad winning would be wild.
Get a little clean air on
After
that
seeing
car, try to make
Harvick
a run
win
on the
like
5.
that.
What were the odds on Brad, Michael?
A Brad win is more celebratory than
Gotta have
Harvick.
something to cleanse your palate.
Something to
of
top
Harvick.
that.
He also has been venturing.
Todd Gilliland wins Watkins Glen. No.
As soon as they sort of don't have someone in front of them,
Michael McDowell or Chris Buescher wins Watkins Glen. I don't know.
Doesn't seem like anybody could just go up there and literally make time. It's only when you could trap somebody on the inside.
It's a little early in the run, though, and even historically here, when the outside.
They said before the race, Ross Chastain's got a fast car, but is anybody actually going to let him win on a short track without running him over?
Oh, this is where his and Denny's problem started, wasn't it?
No, well, no, it was Gateway. Gateway, St. Louis. Remember the episode of The Fresh Prince where Carlton recorded Will talking shit about Uncle Phil? Hell no.
Able to finally do it here down the front straightaway.
Everybody's glued to the bottom.
Mark Truex Jr. nose to tail on the racetrack. Yeah, 19 points separated the two of them.
I think the pressure's on Truex. This is his best chance. It has to be his best chance.
Right there. He started 17th, and he just jumped on the outside.
Joey is rolling.
Joey's rolling the outside. Yeah, he's the only one I see doing it. Ross on the initial start when he got the lead. Joey's looking. He's just trying to keep clean air on his nose.
That race car saying his car is turning better than the cars around him. But take a look at this restart, as you mentioned. There he is. He was restarting
just
around
blowing
15th.
by
So go
everybody.
down to turn 1 and 2.
Wow.
Go all the way to the outside. Get 3 wider
That's me on NASCAR Heat when I have to start in the back.
4 wide.
I go to the outside at like Richmond or Martinsville. Damn, that was impressive. Where was that speed last week when he was getting in the entire top 10's way as Kevin Harvick drove away? You fucking ass.
Close in on the next competitor, which is his teammate Ryan Blaney.
So Joey's a car to watch. Brad's definitely a car to watch, I think.
Early, are we thinking his
Logano started 17th. He's 8th.
pit road in this first stage and get fresh tires?
I think his strategy, he saw how it bottled up the original start gut in 1 and 2, so he figured he could just jump to the outside and keep that momentum going. You know, he doesn't need to get all the way to the front, but when you start those teams, if those restarts go the other way 5 spots and you're back there in the 20s, it can kind of be a black hole. You can fight all day to get out of
There's
it.
gonna be
Now
like
he's inside
4
the top
more people
10.
that try
He
to
can
do what
actually have a
Joey
good feel of what
Baker Mayfield looks good in the Panthers uniform. I don't know how he's going to play, but that uniform looks right on him. I was like, Baker, it looks natural as a Carolina Panther.
Great run down the front straightaway.
Running
Being
the
blocked
third
there by the
lane.
38.
3 wide.
The outside here to be 3.
See, how does this track put on shit races when you could do? That's the only short track other than like Bristol where you can kind of get away with that.
38 just to his inside, but it
Bristol, it's not recommended, but you can do it.
move in that 47 up high.
Damn.
Stenhouse goes way
That's
high.
not Ross. Why are you
Trying to go up
doing
there as well. Block
I know.
a bit here. Good for Bill now.
For
Knows how to
18.
run the high side here with all that dirt experience, understanding how to use that higher line.
When Bell was in Xfinity, oh Noah.
God.
Ripping up there. Also, I mean, yeah. If you're a spotter,
When Bell was in Xfinity, he dominated
you let your
Richmond.
driver know if you're back here
Yeah,
mid-pack,
that outside is
what's going on.
rolling.
I understand if you're in the front, you want to jump up.
Every time I see Brad's car in front of Truex, my instinct is, oh, they're lapping Brad. No, he's actually running top 5. It's fucking with me because I'm not used to seeing that car up there.
Screen right from this 47 car.
Looking like a 4-car.
It's probably the first time all year Brad's car has been fast right off the bat. Like practice, qualifying, beginning of the race. I think it's the first time all year they've nailed it.
20 is flying.
Able to get by Dylan. Now it's
And I like what Junior just said. Bell is flying, which is good because if he wins, I get money.
completes the pass.
We saw what
Oh, yeah, Truex and Blaney.
that information either from
Blaney's got 19 points on Martin, so
cars. Now he goes back to the bottom of the racetrack.
make that 20 as they run because it's a 1 point for position.
If he goes and searches and finds out that maybe there's grip up
Hey, Truex, do it make the playoffs?
right there, he sees Blaney,
and got
takes him
away
down
with
a little bit. So right now, that's a
Blaney got tight coming off the bottom, and Truex was loose.
maybe run up there and try it a little bit.
Damn, Suarez is 27.
Marty, what's going on with Ryan Blaney?
Getting the
3
bump,
races
Blaney.
to go, Rick, in the regular
Spin him out.
season in the battle for that final playoff spot.
Spin
Ryan
Truex
Blaney
out and
versus
help Eric
Martin
Jones
Truex
out.
Jr.
I like what I'm seeing out of Bill's car.
Blaney will admit
Comes Joey.
it's been not his best
I
race.
don't like what I'm seeing out of Joey's car. It's good for Joey, but not good for us.
And his problem has been making tires last. The longer runs have always been with a 12 car.
Where's Kyle Busch running? Kyle started 29th. He is...
During the days, he's
Huh.
trying to get the
Bump,
spot for
Blaney.
Truex, make that problem even worse for Ryan Blaney here at Richmond.
23rd. He's gained 6 spots.
Like it is today, it's going to be harder on
Yeah,
tires.
that outside
It's
really
gonna,
rolls.
it's just going to wear the tires out more. So yes, if you have trouble with it when in good conditions, that will be worse today.
Three-car
Penske
battle.
drivers on full attack right now. Martin Truex
He's
Jr.
gonna win the
Blaney's
damn
into the clear.
award.
Here comes Logano. He's going to look high.
Logano's going to get the
And as hard as Logano races people, he will race Truex extra hard because of Blaney.
commit to full throttle when someone's on the
And
outside.
look high while doing it.
Joey's an ass, but it's good to have him on your side when he actually helps his teammates. He's good to have on your side.
Bell restarted 19.
Cost Larson a race last year and gave it to Blaney at Atlanta by blocking Larson while he was a lap down.
Running the high side. The guy on the bottom has a slow weight
Yeah.
down. He's a lot of
Third
brake.
lane.
Right here, you get to the throttle, just
Remember when I said Bowman was my dark horse?
so much fun when your car's working up there. This 20 car is awesome.
I don't like how Truex car looks right now.
So you're saying it's a good thing that I've got
Hit
him in
him,
my
Bowman.
fantasy lineup?
Yeah, you and me both, buddy. Hey, the problem is everybody's going to learn it. And when it is grip up there, it's tons of speed. There's no question. A lot of
It's
drivers
funny,
are
I ain't
trying to
seen
run
the
high.
first
I don't
look
think
at
you can do it like
Ross
Truex is
Chastain
trying to do it right here, though.
Truex is ninth.
They ain't put the
He's
camera
11th right
on.
now, and the 20 car currently the second fastest lap on the racetrack, and everybody that's running the high side is behind him. They are watching the 20 car, and they're all going up there. Every car that ran the
Kyle Busch gained 5 spots in like the last lap or so.
Running the outside.
Yeah, there you go.
So what we've learned,
Move up is what I've learned.
what I've learned is that Toyotas and Joey like the high side.
This has been a Gibbs Penske track for a while now. Richmond has for a while.
The thing I'm learning is Harvick
Hendrick has not won at Richmond since Jimmy Johnson in 2008.
Well, we've got 3 shots at it right now.
And I think the last Chevy to win here was Larson for Ganassi in 2017.
Well, we got 3 shots at, breaking.
Yeah, I like Larson and Byron today.
Bell's already caught customers.
And this is one of Chase Elliott's worst tracks too. Chase has never been that good at Richmond.
He ain't doing so hot.
Dude, Bell's faster than Joey.
How come Junior at DEI dominated Richmond, but he got to Hendrick, and it was like he was either going to run 24th or run top 5. There was like no in between. Like in 2008, Junior was really good at Richmond both races. 09 sucked, 10 sucked, 11 sucked, 12 really good, 13 good, 14 top 5, 15 shit, 16 shit, 17 the worst. Like, and Richmond in Xfinity and Cup is one of Junior's best tracks, but he was like feast or famine when he was at Hendrick. Should have won there in 2008, but we all know what happened.
The good thing is, with all these guys driving hard and riding high, you're going to see a lot of blown tires.
Bowman won Richmond last year.
Lots of blown tires and blown blunts.
Smokeable.
Looking high.
Yeah, Junior almost won Richmond in 08 for Hendrick. He got top 5 there in the fall race that year when he wrecked Kyle Busch. Christopher Bell is by far the fastest car on the track. He's 11th now.
He's faster than Logano.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Great.
Well, it's all gonna change again here in a second.
Boy, I nailed that pick, didn't I? I said, give me Bell. Give me Bell.
At least it's Christopher Bell and not Denny Hamlin.
Yeah. I'm trying to think back to Richmond. Like I said, Hendrick hasn't won there in 14 fucking years. I'm trying to think back to all the Richmond winners I can remember. Like 09 was Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin. 2010 was Denny Hamlin. And I want to say Kyle Busch. 2011. Like, I'm having a hard time remembering. I can't remember 2011. I think 2011 was fucking... See, you think I'd remember the fall race in 2011 because a lot of shit happened. Oh, yeah, Carl Edwards won there a couple times that I've probably forgotten about. So I think Carl Edwards won like the fall 2011 race, I think. 2012, Kyle Busch. Can't remember the fall race. Oh, no, Boyer. Clint Boyer, Toyota.
Okay.
So like I said, it's been like a Toyota kind of track. 2013, Harvick. And then the fall race was Carl Edwards.
So one Chevy, but mostly Toyota.
2014 was Logano and Keselowski. Penske.
Freaking Ford.
2015 was Kurt Busch, Ford, Stuart Haas.
Yep.
And the fall race was Keselowski. 2016, Carl Edwards, Toyota, Joe Gibbs. And then the fall race was Hamlin, Toyota, Joe Gibbs. And then 17, I want to say Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin, I think. And Truex has won like 3 fucking times there since. So it's, like I said, it's been Toyota, Ford dominated track.
Denny Hamlin to catch Ross here in a second.
Ross done took the fuck off. 2.5 second lead on Hamlin. But Hamlin will run him down. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I don't think the stage is long enough for him to run him down without lap traffic. Till he gets in that lap traffic, probably. That'll hurt him a little bit. So Keselowski, really consistent in 5th. I love to see that. I like seeing Bell's speed. Kyle Busch is flying. Look at Kyle just fucking going around people. Like they're standing still. Still.
I mean, hey, that's good for a guy who doesn't do great on the track.
Yeah.
Just kind of stay ahead of some competitors and make sure he has a chance to stay on the lead lap as you know, the one of
Michael McDowell's 30th. He will still fluke his way to a top 15. Tight. Tight. That car looked tight there. Now he's just going to go to the bottom. Yeah, so 2 Chevys have won there. Yeah, Bowman won last year, so I forgot. That was Hendrick's first win at Richmond. See, I forgot about that race because Hamlin and Logano dominated, and then a late caution happened, and Bowman got their ass on a late restart. So I totally blanked on that. Like, duh, Bowman drives a Hendrick car. I've watched a lot of races. It's hard to remember. Certain tracks I can go through and list off every fucking winner for the last, like, 20 years. But Richmond's not one of them, which tells you it's not been that memorable to watch. Because a lot of Richmond races the last few years have kind of run together. The only reason this year stands out is that Richmond's a day race now. So I remember, oh yeah, the day races. Keselowski passed Byron, and he's running down Larson for 3rd. I'm here for that. I'm here for you, Brad. It's easy to forget Bowman exists. I think Rick Hendrick forgets that Alex Bowman exists. Until he pops up and wins a race. And like, oh, shit, yeah. Look at that. The speed through the center that Brad has. That's just a good handling car. I don't think Brad's got the fastest car, but it's the best handling. I love the way Brad's car's handling. Yeah.
Brad up here fucking the odd number bet.
Yeah. Michael, did you take the odd number bet? Dylan just reminded me. I know, Chris. Bowman has more personality than Byron. You just never get to see it because they don't cover him. BK's odds have gone up to 40-1. That's still not great, but damn, look at him. Michael, you want to put $1 on Brad? Put me $1 on Brad real quick. Spare $1. Put 2 on Brad and we'll split it. You'll take a douche over no person. I've heard William Byron's a douche on iRacing. Yeah. I've heard Ty Gibbs is a dick on iRacing. Yeah. Why can't people be like Junior on iRacing? Junior's cool as shit on iRacing, but fucking William Byron and Ty Gibbs are like hateful assholes. I wish We Were Gonna Lose would jump into an iRacing lobby and catch a real driver and just fuck with him and make a video about it. Piss him off. Brad's odds have gone up to 30-1 now, so they're increasing by the lap. He didn't get by Larson, but...
They said, oh, we got to the inside of Larson.
Oh, yeah, it's another one of those races where the first stage is really short and then the second stage is like half the fucking race. So the thing is, you can go 70 laps on a tank of gas at Richmond. Do you want to go on a set of tires that long? Because, like, Hamlin earlier this year pitted that extra time and won. You can do the stages like that, too. I bet a bunch of guys will pit here. I'm surprised they ain't pitted.
What about shifting? Will we see that?
What's the fuel? The fuel window here is like 90 laps or something.
So I actually think the ability to shift exists every lap with the current ratio, but in a short run or a sprint to the finish, you might use fourth gear. We saw it in qualifying, but as we talk about,
I love when somebody makes trolling videos on iRacing because them dudes take that shit so seriously.
damage them more. So I would imagine you're going to stay in fifth gear just to try to save
I know how to make Richmond better. You just have them run that again like we did in the 80s. Because Pit Road used to be the front stretch in the 80s. Richmond was a half mile. And it had less banking. It didn't have banking like it does now. But in the 90s, when NASCAR was booming, they're like, we got to put more seats in. Just make the racetrack bigger, and we'll put up more seats.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. Progress. At the cost of North Wilkesboro and Rockingham. Progress. Am I watching Cole Custer pass Martin Truex at Richmond?
Yes.
Wow. Cole Custer's passed Martin Truex around the outside.
It's not sticking.
Oh, he's got it now. Blaney's got to be feeling good because I do not think we're going to get a different winner unless Brad takes it. That is Blaney's only concern right now. Anybody in that top 5, Blaney'd be happy to see them win except for Brad.
They can see like which area of the racetrack is the warmest. In the corner, you may move up or down, and I wonder to Dale's point if that isn't something. No, we think straight away, Dale, right? Grip is normally an issue when you're going dead straight, but this front stretch of Richmond, first of all, isn't straight, and grip is absolutely an issue.
We need to bring back the Marty Reed conversation when he called the back stretch of Chicago a back straightaway, but it's curved. And Andy Peter's like, well, it's a back stretch, it's not a straightaway. It's curved.
Jeff Burton's point, Cole has started using the shifting just to make the handling better. He said, I have to shift to make it turn.
Guys, the mile-and-a-half tracks are not all the same. Chicago's back stretch has a curve in it. Wow.
Can you believe it? There's a curve on a NASCAR track.
Yeah.
Chastain, NASCAR Cup Series racing from Richmond.
Chastain, Hamlin, Larson, Keselowski, Byron. Put the question mark on the teleprompter, and Ron Burgundy would have read it that way. Keselowski? I'm Ron Burgundy.
I mean, we're still trying to figure out what Brad's doing.
You ever see Anchorman, Ron Burgundy?
I've seen Anchorman.
Do you remember Tony Gonzalez on Sunday Night Football doing the Anchorman? He was like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
Tony
yeah,
Gonzalez.
I remember that. At the
University
time, I
of California.
didn't get it, but I get it now.
I got it immediately. I was like, Tony Gonzalez is doing Ron Burgundy.
That was funny.
Then there was the other time he did Tony Montana. Tony Gonzalez, University of California. Okay.
I miss those.
Yeah.
Like how some players would make it funny.
Yeah. Boy, preseason is a slog, but there's actually been some decent preseason games.
Yeah.
Atlanta and Detroit was one of them. So, although those preseason games that end up like 14-10 or 17-13, you know, they were just terrible because it was run, pass, punt, run, pass, punt, run, pass, run, punt, run, pass, sack, punt.
Both teams are doing the same thing where they're just basically playing Madden online, trying to chuck it deep.
Chicagoland's backstretch has scoliosis. Yeah, that's what it is. I wish scoliosis on whoever decided we need to go to like 30-mile-and-a-half tracks in a year back in the late 90s. We're like, you know what? We need to make tracks bigger. I like how their solution was to get more seats. We'll just build bigger racetracks. Bristol holds like 225,000 people.
Yeah.
Bristol. You know why? Because they put seats all the way around the motherfucker.
Yeah.
You didn't need to start building mile and a half, 2 mile, mile and a half, mile and a half.
You just need more seats around in the track.
Did I watch Hard Knocks yet? No, but I'm going to because I got 4 days off this week because she's got new people that she has to get hours. And I'm like, 4 days off. So I work one less day, but all my off days are all in a row. And Lori's like, I didn't think you'd mind. And I'm like, I do not mind at all. I'm going to go to sleep for like 2 of those 4 days because I'm tired. Bring back Texas World Speedway. Bring back Ontario.
NASCAR Cup Series racing presented
Yeah,
by
make them go to
Toyota.
Canada. Why
NASCAR
not?
Drive.
No, Ontario is in California. Haha, gotcha. Yeah.
Car cameras, current position trackers, as well as pit
Bring back Old Spa Speedway. Wait, it wasn't real. It was a fantasy track in NASCAR 2005. Old Spa. It was based in the game. It said it was in Wisconsin, and it was just Riverside, but backwards. It was like a smaller Riverside, but backwards. Oh, no. I told you Kyle's car was getting tight. He went off at 3, and that thing did not even turn.
All right, good. That's one of them down.
Well, I mean, no, these new cars are built like tanks. He's fine, but...
A guy can dream.
Yeah. He dropped back to 17th. How about Harvick running 18th? Harvick's usually good. Harvick finished second here in the spring. Eric Jones has fallen way. Bubba and Eric Jones have fallen completely off the face of the earth. Look at Kyle's last 8 finishes. Remember, technically he finished second at Pocono, but he got disqualified.
That is not good aside from the 11th and 12th.
He got wrecked by a lapped car at Michigan, like half the field did. Well, no, it wasn't even a lapped car. J.J. Yaley in that shipbox Rick Ware number 15 stayed out early in the race and caused a wreck and took out like half the good cars in the race. Took out Cindric, took out Busch, Almirola, a bunch of cars. I thought it gave Cindric a concussion. Cindric hit the wall hard last week.
That sucks for Cindric, but it was worth it because it took out Kyle.
Cindric said he rehabbed this week like he was hurt because he was still so sore, but he didn't have a concussion. So
8 laps ago was lap 50 of this stage, and that's about where you'd be on tires. And the next stage, if you want to do what could possibly be a 2-stopper, so as the teams look ahead to that, take a listen to Paul Wolf on his radio.
15 laps. Think about the rest of the race. If guys do stop it, that'll be the end of your run. That'll be a 50-lap run.
first stage going by quickly is a trick. Don't fall for it. Wow, 70 laps went by quick. How long's the next stage? 130. What?
Here in stage 1. So, Steve, we started talking about how valuable fresh Goodyear tires are in the pre-race show. Right?
Have the clash at Slinger.
As well with Denny Hamlin.
Yes.
Kyle Busch still rim riding as well. So why not split up stage 1 as well and try and get fresh?
That's what I was saying. I thought somebody would do it.
Well, Marty, if it was the full 70 laps, maybe you could pull it off hitting in the middle. Remember, we had that caution that kind of burned up the first 10 laps.
That's true, that early call. I didn't think nothing of that early caution because it shouldn't have been a caution.
Look at the numbers of Goodyear tire
So,
sets, you know, 9 for the
Ty Gibbs 15th, once again, overachieving, I think.
You know how the race is going to go, but Rick, we get a bunch of yellows in that final stage. You want fresh tires.
Chase Briscoe's 11th. We got 2 Stuart Haas cars not named Kevin Harvick running that close to the front.
You don't get so
It's a Christmas miracle. Hell, Almirola's 14th.
Good vantage.
Just totally overlooked Almirola. Then again, can you blame me?
Looking back at that 18 of Kyle Busch,
Chase Elliott
different
was
lives of those
Yeah, Chase is getting better. Cars are getting worse, but his ain't getting worse, so that's good. Because, like, Bubba and Jones suck now. Kyle Busch sucks now, so,
Surprised by his
Sounds
commitment
like
to
Chase
running
has a long
specific
run.
groups
yeah.
and make
Which is what you need. Richmond goes green a lot for whatever reason. Once it's like a mile and a half, but a short track.
Eric Almirola, on the other hand,
Now that I
you know,
think
he
about it, yeah,
qualified
Richmond does go
32nd.
green
One of
a
those
lot.
cars
Yeah.
that went out early in qualifying. We
Used to not be that way.
He's had a really fast car. He's driven all the way up to 14th.
Yeah, Chris, look at Bubba Wallace now. He sucks. Boy, the Boomers are just all upset because he's had like the 4 best runs of his career all in a row. They don't know what to do with themselves.
early. You know, the 20 was one of the first cars up there, kind of blazing a path.
That fucking Nick Adams guy, that like Republican politician, tweets every week about how he hates Bubba Wallace, but watches every fucking race to talk about him. Bubba finished 5th at Indianapolis, top 5. His tweet was, he's a loser who couldn't even get a top 4. He needs to step aside. I'm like, really? So the standard is now he couldn't get a top 4, but he got a top 5 on a road course. He couldn't get a top 4.
1 second lead now as there are under 6 laps remaining in stage 1.
Look at that loser Bubba having a career best run on his worst type of racetrack. Couldn't even get top 4.
Racing for the top spot right now. Chastain and Hamlin, they have had history all season long.
Hamlin's within a second. Once again, it's just like the spring race with Hamlin. He's so good at the end of the run. I didn't think he'd get to within a second of him. Wasn't Ross like 3.5 seconds ahead?
7.5 was the last I saw.
That right there makes it so difficult.
Chase Elliott 11th.
Outside car is really pile up, but you see how that outside car kind of holds you.
14's going to get tight. There he goes. Right up the track.
Way in the racetrack and allow the car to clear, but so frustrating.
Logano to the outside of Blaney, who's held up by Corey. He's like, get the fuck out of the way, Corey. Okay, he's equal opportunity. He fucked Blaney, and then he fucked Joey to make up for it. And now they're both going to go by.
That's fair.
That is fair.
Corey was very fair right there.
That was as fair as it can get. Well, we're going to have a stage battle here. Richmond does this, dude. The last 2 years, we've had boring Richmond races, but the runs at the end sneak up on you. It's like, oh, my God, we got a battle for the lead. What? Because the whole race will just be strung out. And you're seeing a microcosm of it in the first stage of like, yeah, it's kind of spread out. Oh, shit, Hamlin's catching Ross.
Try to match the throttle a little bit more, the wheel starts spinning.
Hamlin must have that extra tape on the nose of the car this week.
And that will close pit road.
Extra rubber on the tire.
And Denny Hamlin has closed.
Yeah, Chris, last week with Bubba, it was, ha ha, what a loser. He finished second. Ha ha ha. And it's like, Yeah, he finished second. Won the pole, finished second. Pretty good weekend.
I'd say.
Hamlin wants to win this.
People that don't know shit about NASCAR think winning from the pole is common. It's not. This ain't fucking Formula One.
Very rare.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of times a guy will have a lightning fast, quick qualifying lap, but not translate into the race.
For a number of different
Yeah.
reasons, but it normally doesn't translate.
Yeah. Hamlin loose off of 2. I think that cost Hamlin any shot he had right here, depending on what Todd Gilliland does to Rice. Yeah, not enough. Too tight. Got loose off of 2, a little tight in 4. Ross Chastain wins stage 1. Her.
Better him than Denny.
Yeah. Nothing more sad than when you reach to grab your power rate and you realize you've guzzled it all. Yippee.
Alex Bowman, Cole Custer, and Martin Truex Jr. all grabbing a few stage points there at
Had
the
to
end
put
of
the
stage
extra
1.
emphasis on the junior.
Is this the return of the True Hex? Remember for like 6 years when he couldn't win a race, we called him Martin Truex? Because every time he was about to win something... I remember when Truex could not win a fucking race to save his life. It's not like he was bad or anything. It's just whatever fucked up scenario. I think my favorite one was Kansas in 2012. He dominated, and it was bright and sunny and hot. And then after the last pit stop, it got really cloudy and overcast, and his car's handling went away, and Denny Hamlin passed him and won. I was like, God damn. Because he was like, oh, my God, it just got tight. And I was like, yeah, the cloud cover.
160 laps.
Goddamn, stage 2 is 160 laps.
That's over double what stage.
I'm going to play GTA Online again some this week because I got 4 days off. I'll actually have time to do it. I didn't play much this past week because I was too tired.
I ain't really been playing much.
Yeah.
I ain't been wanting to play it too much and wear myself out on it.
Boy, that Cayo Perico setup was fucking boring.
But it was.
Those missions are so... Everybody was right about that. But the Super Yacht missions and the Franklin and Lamar missions in GTA Online, the Franklin and Lamar missions are great. And you got to remember, it's written by the new people at Rockstar, mostly. I know one of the old writers is still there, but it was not written by the people that wrote 4 or 5 and San Andreas stuff. So I'm like, okay, that makes me optimistic for GTA 6. You remember, this is a good example of what we should have seen coming. Batman Arkham Knight is a great game. Questionable story at points. It's like a mixed bag in the story because the writing's not that good. It's because Paul Dini wrote Asylum and City in the animated series. You remember he didn't write the DLC for Arkham City, and it was just kind of like not a lot of good story in it.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was just all right. It didn't really have story. It was just like more gameplay,
And
more
the
shit to do.
majority of it doesn't translate over to night.
Yeah, and then you go to Night and you go, oh yeah, I see, because the writing in Night is about on par with Harley Quinn's Revenge. It's like, yeah, this ain't bad per se, but it's not the brilliant Arkham Asylum or Arkham City.
I mean, I thought Night's story sucked.
I think Night has a great beginning,
It starts
great fucking beginning.
Starts fine.
Slow middle, and then the climax at the end is good, but then when you get to the actual end, I'm like, this does not work for me.
No.
But overall, I mean, in every way, Arkham Knight kicks the shit out of Asylum City and Origins. It's the best game in the series till you get to the writing. But as a whole, I'd still take Knight over all of them. Yeah.
I like what I saw of the gameplay.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
It's the best one to play. It's got the most to do. It's the best looking game. It's the best one to play. Just the story kind of falls apart in some places. Chastain, Larson, Hamlin, Blaney, Byron. What happened, Brad? Brad's pit crew.
That don't surprise
We're going off on a Batman tangent here, but we stream that all the time on my channel. So yeah, I think when you first play Arkham Knight, you're like, oh, this is going to be fucking good. And that's not bad,
That's what I thought.
but it just doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't go anywhere in the shit where in the stuff that like where it goes isn't satisfying.
You're right.
It sucks.
The ending is shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I will defend Arkham Knight from now to the grave, but I'll be like, that ending sucks. That is a shit ending. Not the main story ending, but the ending when you complete everything, that sucks. For all the work you have to do to get to that ending, that fucking blows. Also, it's supposed to be the big last game. They didn't really they didn't kill anybody off, really. I was like, I went into that game going, they should like kill everybody off. Like,
Or
kill off Two-Face, kill off Pink, like show that this
something,
fucking
right.
means something because this
Something.
is the end. But no,
Right, yeah, that's
the
what
fucking
it's supposed
status
to be.
quo is conveniently maintained in case they want to come back and make a game in the future.
And it's like, okay, but you said this was the last one, though.
Yeah, I was under the assumption that some serious shit was going to go down, but not really.
Or something.
Not really. The only big consequence is like, oh shit, everybody knows who. That's a great thing. When everybody finds out that Bruce Wayne is Batman, that's fucking great. But that's like the only big consequence that comes out of that game. The whole game is almost entirely, in the grand scheme of things, fucking pointless. Still a great fucking game though, and I love it to death. And I'll play it for a long time, but yeah. That's why it's hard to rank the Arkham games, because it's like, how do you not rank Arkham Knight number 1? It's clearly the best, except for one thing.
Story,
yeah.
Which is the most important.
Yeah. And it's like, you can't, I mean, Arkham Asylum's great, but it doesn't hold up compared to the others because it's the oldest. Yeah. Arkham City, I always say Arkham City is the most well-rounded and probably the best one.
It is for me.
But objectively, Arkham Knight kicks the shit out of all of them, except for
the most
story.
Important.
Yeah. Yeah, Reddick went a lap down because he spun out early, and I guess he just never recovered. We'll have to see if there's any penalties. I should go to Twitter right now because that's usually where I would find out if we had any penalties. And we're back. Oh, that music. That hit me. I'm like Matthew McConaughey on Wolf of Wall Street. Have you ever watched... Have you ever watched The Wolf of Wall Street?
No.
Fucking great. Matthew McConaughey's in it for like 5 minutes and he steals the whole fucking movie. He's like a fucking stockbroker guy. And he's like looking at the clock when it's about to go up and they can start trading stocks. He goes, 3, 2, 1, let's fuck. And then they've got him on the phone talking to somebody and he goes, we don't give a fuck how technology works. All we care about is getting fucking rich. He's in the movie for 5 minutes. He steals the whole thing. Everybody in that movie's on point, but McConaughey in that movie is great. Kyle Busch says his car's about an 8 out of 10. Terrible. If I was Kyle, I'd have fucked my crew. Man, this car's an 8 out of 10 on the terrible scale. Now I'd say this car's a good 8 on a scale to 100. Here's a good tweet. Who wrote this? After today, we're probably going to see a lot of Richmond is underrated tweets. No, Richmond has sucked for a decade. Yeah. It's time to be honest. So no penalties. Hamlin didn't get a penalty. Oh. Wow. Brad lost 4 spots on pit road. Chase gained spots. Chase is up to 8th. Truex gained spots.
Good job, Chase.
Ready for the restart?
Chase is today's Gruden grinder, man. They got to grind out a run. That's how they have to race at Richmond. They just have to fucking grind out. Yeah, it's a shame we'll never get that back.
I know. God.
Look at Hamlin. Oh, yeah. Yee! Oh, Hamlin busted his own ass. He tried to wreck. He didn't try to wreck Ross, but he tried to send Ross, and he fucked himself.
And hit Larson.
Bravo. Bravo, Denny. Oh, don't look now. Joey Logano's in second. He just can't let the shit go, can he?
No.
He didn't try to wreck him, but he was trying to bump him, move him. Then his car just fucking took off tight, which is hilarious. Chase 3 wide in the middle of Keselowski and Custer. And I can't believe that that's for a top 10 spot because I said Keselowski and Custer. Whoa, they touched, didn't they? That is a lot of blue race cars. Jesus, man. Logano doing the same thing he did in stage 1, only now he's got the track position to get the lead out of this. Immediately goes to the top. I think Hamlin had Ross rattled there for the first lap, and that let Logano get to him. Larson, hurry and get there before Logano clears him. Two of the hardest racing ass whops in the series right there. Unfortunately, Logano has the lead. Truex is 4th. Truex is 4th, but he'd still be, what? I know Blaney got more stage points than him, so add that to however many spots that he's ahead of Blaney, plus however many points he was behind Blaney coming in. Math is hard. You know what else is hard? Reading. Because people in Dollar General can't fucking read.
No, they cannot.
Our EBT machine was down again today for the second time in a week. Big pink sign in the door. Cash and EBT debit machines are down. Cash only. Motherfuckers still come up trying to pay with a card and get mad. It's like, you can't do that. Card machine don't work.
Just point at the door like,
You didn't see the giant pink fucking sign in the door.
He'll take that spot away.
Right in front of them, the fives to the outside of the one car for second place.
Never underestimate North Carolinians' ability to not read.
Around the outside, Chastain just not
Logano has checked out already. I'm not surprised how fast he was in the first segment.
all right, Larson, let's see what you got.
Larson into second. Larson's lucky he didn't get turned by Denny Hamlin there. Fucking idiot.
Starts to fall back just a little bit.
Honestly, if I'm Ross, I'm going to ignore Denny Hamlin. Because I'm just faster than you, and I have been all year. So I just ignore you. I'm going to race him the same fucking way I have all year long. But for the most part, I'm just going to ignore your ass.
Right now, yeah. I mean, no question.
I agree with that. I just think these guys are faster at the bottom, middle, wherever than this one car right now. They run him down, and the only way to go around him is where he's not. Move to the top of the racetrack.
Gee, that was
William Byron with a little momentum now.
We're just gonna beat him where
I want to find that clip of Darrell Waltrip and Mike Joy, and they're watching the race. He's got a tire rub.
The shifting. I don't know if that was a shift gone bad or what it was.
How do you fuck up a shift on a sequential shifter?
Go back to the 41. 40. Can't.
So you guys remember the clip of Darrell Waltrip? Somebody blows a tire and hits the wall, and Darrell goes, "Yeah, he hit the wall." And Mike Joy goes, "Thank you for that in-depth analysis, Darrell." Oh, look, Chastain and Denny again, nose to tail for third.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, look, Hamlin's actually just going to try to pass him this time instead of running him over.
Oh, interesting.
So far, one continues to drop back here. Denny Hamlin's going to go around the outside.
They either made a bad adjustment on Ross or they didn't make one and everybody else made one, and now they're all better than him.
Acceleration to make that pass happen.
It almost looks like the one car is tight. Like it's just right there. It just won't rotate the way he wants it to. So he's got more wheel to it than he needs.
Yeah.
And then that hurts the rear tires.
Food.
Turning the front tires, trying to get it to rotate.
Next commercial, I will have food.
The front tires turn and now the rear tires don't hook up.
I've cut out sugar for several days, and my instinct at work was, oh, Twizzlers, no.
It's amazing how much more.
Chastain up to third.
Yeah. Can't do it. I had my Oreo blast the other day from Sonic. I was like, that's it. Until the Kiss Cruise, I'm not eating any sugar. But when I'm on the Kiss Cruise, I'm going to eat the fuck out of some sugar. Because how could you not? Look, it's a vacation. I'm going to have 24-hour access to cake and ice cream. I couldn't even kid myself last year and be like, oh, I'm not going to do that.
Ross Chastain
No.
radioed his team from the one car. He said, I think I've got something going on with the right rear of the one, which has led
Right rear trouble. I almost said right rear.
Two guys. Yeah. First is Chastain, but if we go back
A white rear wheel.
I thought we saw a single puff of smoke, but the more we look at this car, there you
More
go.
smoke out of the Ford. What the fuck is that?
The tailpipes. That smoke's coming out basically the tail of the car. I even think
Latart, speak crew chief to me.
it's almost maybe, I guess it's not changing colors too much. Maybe the Ford little license plate area is changing colors. So if he's reporting power steering issues,
I like how the Ford next gen cars are the only cars that have license plates on them.
smoking on this car
They have
right
license plate decals.
Right side header or something because it looks like predominantly it's coming out the right
here.
side.
Well, so we talk about the smooth car. There you go. I was thinking that was out the
It's
pipes, but I
white
think
smoke,
actually
so
what's
it's
happening
it's
is
some liquid
all
that's
those
leaking.
rockers,
It's
there's also a couple
Yeah.
vents. And I think, to your
But if I'm everybody behind him, I'm going, what the fuck is coming out from under his car?
We're staring at Richmond.
Oh.
Now, the problem is, with no power steering or losing power steering, it'll be interesting. You know,
Dude can't buy a brake. Cole Custer can't buy a brake.
have tall tails and have clues about these guys that muscle their way into the finish without power steering.
Armored armadillo.
The way these cars are now,
That's what I've always called them.
the front end setups, I just don't think running all day drivers without power steering is
We're already about a quarter of the way through. And I've got 4 days off after this. Yay.
Turning these things in and out of pit boxes is a real struggle when you have all the tools.
And the other thing, Steve, is we keep talking about how slow these cars get on older tires. Well, it's very difficult without power steering in today's world to correct the car. When you get loose, to turn the car right. When you get tight, to put enough wheel in it to the left. It just gets really, really difficult. I don't know. not only about finishing the race, but then the performance of the car will probably decrease.
Oh, for sure. I agree. Finish is going to be your first goal. The speed is going to be an issue. You just wonder if it's a loose line. Is that why it's smoking and leaking, or is it something?
Made a chicken wrap that was banging. Make a steak wrap and pretend you're Vince McMahon. Apparently, that's all Vince eats is steak wraps.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Inside line.
I mean, they're good, but come on.
What a weird guy.
More than weird.
You know how Vince doesn't know anything outside of wrestling or sports entertainment?
We've known that for years.
On History Science Theater, they mentioned, because Chris Jericho did an episode of History Science Theater, and they mentioned Paul Burchill, the pirate. And Jericho's like, yeah, that got canceled because Vince saw Pirates of the Caribbean on a plane ride. And was like, yeah, we're just copying that movie. We can't do that anymore. And
In hindsight, that's all.
and the other guys, did Ty Gibbs? Oh!
Kyle hit Ty, and then Ty sent it in and hit him back.
That's my ride, Ty Gibbs is saying. But no, they were like, is that the only movie Vince has ever seen? And Jericho goes, no, he saw Spider-Man. And they go, how do you know that? And Jericho goes, because I was doing practice for my Hell in a Cell with Triple H, and it was around the time that movie came out. And so Vince goes, why don't you climb up like Spider-Man? And Jericho says, I was like, okay. So yeah, Vince saw Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Pirates of the Caribbean. And the wrestler. Apparently he did see the wrestler. Because of course he did. How come it wasn't called the Sports Entertainer? That's probably what he said. Logano's out front and I'm hungry.
Yeah, it ain't great. Yeah, Joey Logano being. Yeah, no, that ain't great. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Giving myself a cramp. Wonder if Larson will be able to catch Joey.
But wait about 40 more laps, and people will start rolling. I'm surprised Denny ain't caught him yet.
Remember that clip on Whose Lines Anyway? They were doing questions only, and Drew accidentally buzzed in because he thought that somebody didn't ask a question, but Colin did ask a question. And then Drew goes, it's supposed to be a question. Oh, wait, that was a question. I'll be over here if you need me. And then they turn back around, question only. Colin goes, where were we? Be over here if you need me. I don't want to conjure his anger, but where's my sponsor at? Even he didn't watch that boring-ass truck race last night. You know, the porn bot that posted my chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Where's he at? You listening out there, Mr. Pornbot?
Probably.
Oh, dude, that would be funny. Imagine Truex and Blaney wins and Harvick misses the playoffs. Oh.
What's he doing?
Official app of NASCAR. You can follow the
Why is my
action
nose
live
itching?
scoring.
I told you I got to stop doing cocaine. It's killing me.
NASCAR in your app store.
Save it for the
Download
cruise.
and start a free trial. You're watching NASCAR Cup Series Racing, presented by Toyota. Into the second stage.
Gibbs telling Kyle Busch, that's my ride. Because it is.
Steve, this is where that strategy
I
comes
just think
into
it's
play.
interesting that
Yeah,
they got
basically, when
into
we
it.
took the green flag in the second stage, you had to run
That's not going to help
150 laps
anything.
at the end of this stage,
No.
so
If it escalates, it's really not going to help
you
anything.
basically run 75, pit once, put tires on, or you run 50, put a set of tires on, 50 more, put a set of tires on. The math says using 2 sets of tires is faster. The risk is very simple. If you pit an extra time, you will have 10, 15,
That's the
or
thing.
20 laps.
The pitting the extra time, like they said, is smart, but if a caution comes out, try to lap down.
If the caution comes out, it's going to take what is a good strategy.
But I'm still going to try it.
These two on the screen right here, because I'm wondering if they're going to.
If I'm locked in the playoffs, I'm going to try it.
The risk of that 2-stop strategy, Marty, is really if the yellow comes out.
Yeah, Steve, and that was the talk of the garage area this morning. And I think talking to crew chiefs this morning, too,
Kyle and Ty.
more teams willing to do
We'll
that
call him
two
Kai and Ty.
strategy.
Indeed.
On one stop. But the interesting point is that
Evolve.
How about Io Sky and Dakota Kai? Kai and Sky. Indeed. She's Japanese.
and they ran it for 55 laps. You see it completing lap 37 here in stage 2. But Steve, do you think teams might jump a little bit earlier than 55 laps into the stage today, knowing what everybody else did in the spring?
I'd take the Chevy prop bet at Watkins Glen.
The big question mark for me is this black
I'm going to do it every road course until it doesn't win.
and Blaney. Do they chase each other on a strategy, or do the crew chiefs say, no, we're going to divide? I'm going to hope I beat you with a timely yellow. You know, those are the points. Like, it's one thing to say, hey, what's best for your car, but also, what are you trying to accomplish today?
Their battle.
This battle is awesome. It is good, isn't it?
Junior's loving how juicy the drama is there.
He ran down the 45 using the top. Right before he passed him, Ty Gibbs jumps to the top. Now Kyle's on the bottom trying to make the pass. Just cannot get it done.
And normally this would be a brother battle.
Get her done.
Kurt Busch behind
Did Junior just come in his pants? You hear that? He went, oh.
He's so excited to this.
Junior's just loving how juicy this is.
Oh, God, don't let Ricky catch up.
This is fun to watch, these two right here side by side.
So much has been said about Kyle Busch and hasn't re-signed yet with Joe Gibbs Racing, and of course the promise that Ty Gibbs has
he
shown not
exposed
only in the Xfinity Series but the few Cup Series races that he's been able to run, and now he clears the 18. And yes, I'm sure the 18 is frustrated.
Y'all see the tire tracks off the 18
Yeah.
L4?
That's what Kyle's frustrated about. Not only is it
because
slowing
Ty
him
spun the
down,
tires
it's
in front of him
really
and he
hurting his
got by.
tires having to run that low and pinch the car off. You said it, left tire marks. Now he's going back to the top. See if he can get another run. Yeah, trying to put a run together.
God, I'm so
Really get
happy
back
for
by
these two
45.
today.
Here comes
Chris, who was that Japanese wrestler that main evented that
It's gonna
pay-per-view
be
with
a
Bret
battle
Hart
until
back
this
in
race is
'95?
over. He is marched from the back of the field.
Can't remember his name.
Talk about not being able to pass, hard to pass. Eric Almirola's been able to do it.
And a win by Almirola would put him 16th on the playoff standings, right? So
He had a title match with Bret Hart.
Rick, we're going to have all kinds of math to figure out this week to see what's going to happen at Watkins Glen.
Anthony, did you see Mox and Jericho's bloodbath on Dynamite?
Was really good.
Really good.
New Hampshire last year, he came out of nowhere and just dominated the last portion of that race to win it.
Where Jericho
Fourth
dressed
best
up
finish
as the
for
Lion.
Almirola.
I heard Mox tell a great story this week about how him and Vince became friends. He said, yeah, you know, I'd known Vince, obviously working for him, but we hadn't really talked much. He said, one night I came down from my hotel room. I just had sex with Renee. I didn't have a shirt on.
I've heard Renee tell that story. Yeah.
He said he ran into Vince in the lobby.
Yep. And I know how Renee tells it.
Yeah.
Just the way she tells it, it's
Ross Chastain has fallen
just
back. to
it's
that
the most
fifth
Mox
spot.
thing
Maybe
ever.
Yep.
has plateaued here as Truex Jr. on board with
I wanted to go on the Jericho cruise so bad, especially just before Mox went to rehab. Thank God he got clean. But he was on the Jericho cruise drunk at 1 in the doing karaoke with fans.
Dude, I thought Kyle was going to sit trying to the corner. He didn't slow down at all.
I think Kyle's going to let cooler heads prevail. He has matured in his old age. Plus, that's sort of a teammate, and it's Denny's car that you're racing against.
Easily with that outside groove.
I think it's more Kyle.
Boss man, right?
But Ty could be trying to force his way into the 18.
Good to actually see Michael Jordan at the fucking track.
Giving us 45 a great job.
Yeah, Bubba gets 4 straight top 10s. Jordan shows up now. Today's Bubba's having a terrible race. Got to stay home, MJ.
You hear all the time about it.
Yeah, why would he choose Richmond?
Nashville, we see him again here. It's his love for racing. Danny Hamlin reports it, right, that he's loved racing well before he owned the 18.
Michael Jordan, diehard NASCAR fan, always has been. Grew up in North Carolina, so
Well, yeah, he's from North Carolina. Yeah.
said he used to go to Rockingham and Charlotte and Wilkesboro every year
Think about all the
when he was a kid. Yeah.
that Kurt Busch has done to get this car where it is. New team, Kurt Busch coming in, a veteran.
People are always shocked. What, a black guy likes NASCAR? Like, other black people are shocked when they hear that. Watch I Am Athlete when they ask Bubba Wallace, how does a black dude get into NASCAR? And Bubba goes, well, I'm from L.A. And they go, you're from L.A.? He goes, yeah, Lower Alabama.
That's awesome.
Hakushi, that's the guy Bret Hart wrestled in '95. That's like the one time Vince said, okay, put this Japanese guy in the fucking main event. Triple H every week bringing somebody back. Every week.
As he should.
If he can get Bray Wyatt back,
well,
I will bow to you.
The rumor is that he's supposed to.
Get Bray Wyatt back. I can make you a list of AEW guys that won't come back, but I can make you an equally as big list of AEW guys that I bet will come back to WWE.
It's just like Tony Khan said. I mean, it's going to be a while for some of them, depending on who you're talking about.
Cesaro won't go back.
No.
Daniel Bryan won't go back. Punk. I almost said that with a straight face. That's very funny.
Yeah.
Punk won't go. Omega will never go. The Bucks will never go. Orange Cassidy won't go. But Andrade, Rusev, Adam Cole, Samoa Joe, Regal, people like that, they probably go. Yeah. God damn it. If Vince had gotten fucked a year ago, WWE would have never gave up Regal. They're so stupid for firing Regal and Samoa Joe. How fucking stupid can you be?
Agreed.
On what grounds?
Regal not only is a brilliant fucking teacher, I think I should put Regal on color commentary. I heard him on AEW Wednesday. I was like, damn, he's really good.
Yeah, he's usually good. Yeah.
Regal has so much to offer.
Didn't Regal used to commentate NXT Black and Gold a long time ago? Yeah. Yeah, no wonder why.
I liked him a hell of a lot better than Nigel McGuinness. I like Nigel, but...
Nigel's okay, but yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Desmond Wolfe. Oh, TNA. Every time I see the Bucks, I call them Generation Me.
That's what they used to be.
Just under 280 laps to go here at Richmond, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about.
I'm not a big Bucks fan, but I don't get why Vince Russo hates them so fucking much.
My man Pete and the Bagman on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90. Call in at 9 o'clock on Wednesday. We're going to chat. I'm sure a little Richmond. Look ahead to the Glen. The Bagman's going to join us radio style at the Glen.
Watkins Glen next week.
You guys will talk about radio style at the Glen. That's our next race coming up next weekend. But look forward to listening to you on NBC Sports on Sirius XM on Wednesday.
I have to work during the Xfinity race, but I'll record it.
Along with Kevin Harvick and that Hunt Brothers Pizza onboard camera. And just a couple cars, actually one right now on pit road.
I love how I'm the only one in this room who will
second
happily
is
eat
brewing
Hunt
here.
Brothers
Hamlin
pizza.
was
Yeah, the window's open. We see it.
You'll eat anything.
Yeah,
Hey, look, Logano pitting. Logano, Harrison Burton. Larson takes the lead, but he's side by side with Hamlin. Logano gave us a great battle for the lead by pitting there. On that Kisteria, the Kistery documentary, they show a clip of Kiss in 1979. Ace has a bottle of champagne. I'd like to toast all my fans in Holland. And Paul goes, give me a break. You'll toast anything. And him and Peter are like laughing hysterically. He's like, you'll toast anything. Oh, yeah, Kimi Räikkönen's in the Cup race next week for Trackhouse is putting a third car in the race. The number 91, I think. You know what? If you're Bubba Wallace, stay out and try to catch everybody a lap down. If I'm running in the back, I'm going to do the fucking one-stop strategy. But if I'm competitive and think I can win the race, I'm doing the two stops in this stage. Aw. No balls. You're probably not going to get a caution, but, you know. You're in the back. What do you got to lose? Custer, Stenhouse, Gilliland, and Noah have not pitted yet.
I've always wanted to see
Happens occasionally. And then it just makes the race really confusing. It's a scoring nightmare. I remember 2016 fall Martinsville. There was a caution in the middle of pit stops. It took them like 30 minutes to sort it out. They rode around under caution forever trying to sort it out. So Stenhouse, Custer, and Noah are the only three doing it. Now Custer's pitting.
So let's see if Stenhouse decides to stay out.
Joey's got a 4-second.
What time? I get off work at 6 next Saturday, so it'll be really early when I get home and watch the Xfinity race. I think the Xfinity race is at like 2, but I work 12 to 6. So I'll be watching it around 6 or 6:15. I'll remind you guys again, I get off at 6 on Saturday. As of now, unless it gets changed, I might kiss enough ass to get it changed. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's one of the issues. So if you open that hood right there, you're going to see airbox, carbon fiber, a whole lot of stuff covering.
Tell you how good I have it at my job.
And it's not as easy to just
My boss, Lori,
power steering as
we were joking about how like guys try to hit on her daughter because they don't know that Caitlin's 18. And I was like, yeah, I thought she was pretty till I realized she was 18. I was like, ew, God, no. And then Lori was like, well, you're the one guy I would let talk to my daughter without calling the cops on him. I'm like, too young. Don't say that to me. 18's too young. Don't say that to me. But I couldn't believe when she said that. I'm like, God, I got it good here. When your boss likes you that much. Oh, you can hit on my 18-year-old daughter, and I wouldn't say anything. I'm 28. I'm old. But I looked at the schedule. I don't think there's anybody I can switch with next Saturday, so I'll just fucking deal with it. I'm off Sunday, and then I'm off next Saturday and Sunday after that because I already put in to be off on those days. I don't need to be off the day of Daytona, but I chose to just be off anyway that weekend. And I asked for Sunday off because it likes to rain in Daytona, and the race will probably get put on fucking Sunday. Yeah, Chris, it's a trap. It's entrapment.
You're looking for an advantage. You have to do something different. That's what the 47 is. You see Logano right behind him on brand new tires. You're going to see how much tires are worth.
Parents are really irresponsible with their daughters with me. That goes all the way back to when I was in fucking high school.
Another 15 or so,
Ricky ain't even
20
hit
laps.
yet.
He might lose a half a lap to Logano, but then when he pits and comes out, oh, he's going to have those.
But come on, guys. You can trust me.
And it will be able to
Huh?
really
Huh?
fast laps.
Yeah, all the cars that are, on the racetrack with newer tires, about a second faster than the 47 at Stenhouse as Logano goes into the lead. Larson just a few seconds behind.
Ricky done this in
47
Darlington.
in third.
And Junior, I like this call for the 47 because I think he is the most successful at running the top, which kind of allows him not to really have an issue letting guys go. He just runs his own lane.
Harvick is passing Truex. Boy, Truex is not having the race he needs to have. They're top 10, which ain't bad, but they need to have a top 5 fucking race contending race, and they're not having it. There's a long way. We're not even halfway yet, but damn. 10th place ain't going to cut it.
1 second to the tires,
No, they
but
gotta
you're also
change
giving
stuff
up 3 tenths here, half a second here. All that
They're going to be 8th when it cycles through, but that's still not good enough because Blaney's ahead of them. As long as Blaney's ahead of them, they're having a bad day.
Race leader Logano.
If Blaney just has an okay day, they've had a bad day, unless they win.
Strategy, and he's out front. Stenhouse Jr. on a different.
I demand more macaroni. I'll be right back. I demand more.
Very demanding.
Vladimir Kozlov. I forgot what it called.
Very demanding of you to be demanding.
Double.
I was just about to say double E. That's what I called my 2K22 live streams. Double E. There's no more Dollar General cars in NASCAR now. Yeah, Matt Kenseth used to drive it. Yeah, I started working at Dollar General too late. I'd have had me some Matt Kenseth gear if I was working at Dollar General back when he was driving that car. You're 44 and your ex is 33. Well, yeah, look. I flat out told my boss, I'm like, if your daughter was 21, I would talk to her. But 18's a little too young, and I'm only 28, so. But you said you're 44 and your ex is 33. See, it's different when you get like 40s, 30s, and like late 20s. That's different, but we're talking about a fucking teenager here.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're still talking about a fucking teenager, so. I'm just such a moral. I'm like Barry McCockiner says. I'm just a moral guy. Well, I remember one time he said something in one of his videos that made me just die laughing, and it was so quick. He was talking about Raheem Moore giving up the play against Baltimore, and he goes, "Personally, I would have covered Jacoby Jones, but I'm built different." He just said that really quick and moved on. I would have covered Jacoby Jones, but I'm built different.
Built Ford proud. And by
See his recent video, famous women respecters, that's got like Vince McMahon, Deshaun Watson, and Ben Roethlisberger highlights. He's got the clip of Vince going, "Come on out, you rapist," but he dubs it over with, "Come on out, you famous women respecters."
Now Larson has moved up to second. Hamlin is third, and Stenhouse Jr.
Remember the touchdown Ben scored in the Super Bowl in Seattle when he dove to the goal line. Now, what you can't hear right here is that someone in the stadium shouted, "Go to the ground if you respect women." So that's what Ben Roethlisberger did.
Let's go through the field, and we'll start with Parker on this 22.
Through the field. That means I got nothing to talk about either.
Joe Logano, who I had a fun conversation with yesterday about this racetrack. He turned me halfway through and said,
Well, of course you had a fun conversation with Joey Logano.
39 to 23. That's not bad, Michael. See, when they get in their 20s, it's like not bad. But
simply be more aggressive from the start of the run. He said it doesn't really pay off if you take it easy early on, is what I've noticed. So I plan to use that aggression to my advantage, and we've seen that on each and every restart, Dave.
4 seconds behind in second place is Kyle Larson, which is really good news because Cliff Daniels didn't know if they'd have a winning race car today. It's still not there yet. What they're working on right here, 1 and 2 have not been as good as turns.
I don't think Logano's going to win this race. I'm not convinced.
It don't feel right.
He got a 4-second lead, but I'm not convinced.
What's been on his plate this week? Well, just the re-signing of his
And if it starts to, well, then we just need to go out in the middle of the nearest intersection.
I like Hamlin a little bit better. Pull it, tear out your brain stem, and skip rope with it. Yeah. I think Denny's going to win. What the fuck happened to Bell, by the way? Bell has just been non-existent. He was on fire in the first stage.
Talked to Jonathan Hasser this morning. We kind of debated, would they match strategy with the 19? Hasser told me, listen, if we feel like we can beat the 19 on speed, we'll match what he does. If not, we might pull something out of the back. But so far, Hassler and Blaney pretty quick up in fourth day.
Marty Steve talked about how you can't match strategies and try to better your position. Well, this morning, Brian Petty, the crew chief for Stenhouse, told the
My boss said that shit to me. I thought of that meme of Obi-Wan in episode 1. Send no reply. It's a trap. I saw that meme that said when your boss texts you on a weekend, don't send a reply. It's a trap.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
Winners in 2022. Almirola would certainly fit that bill on a day when everybody talked about Blaney and
But
Truex.
that
It
doesn't
could be
necessarily
Almirola.
mean he's
It
going to win.
reminds me of New Hampshire last year. And
Keselowski's still top 10.
is it right to say this is the best race of the year for the 10 so far?
He hasn't proven he's lost.
I like Almirola in 5th. See, a lot of these guys could be like Logano. Remember, Logano was good in stage 1, but he was too far back to get the lead. Then he got up here and he got the lead. What's going to change when we get a restart and we have Almirola and Hamlin right there? Because I think they're really fast. Larson's getting better as the day goes on, too.
Chastain has showed he's got a shot to win most everywhere. Looked like it earlier today. Still don't have the car right where they wanted as now Chase Elliott moves in. So far since that restart.
Chris said, personally, I wouldn't want to be with a girl that can't sit at a bar with me.
Well, I mean, there you go. There's
You're all going to get put on a list.
Until Indy, when they were fast, they were in the top 5, got spun out late. Then they went to Michigan. They struggled.
I'm over here on my moral high horse.
meanwhile, Chris like, bruh, you can't go to a bar with me. It's
Mic back on. I mean, I didn't say anything. My goddamn mic just kept cutting out.
It was Paige. That's who it was. It was Paige.
Damn cat walked across the computer and hit the button. This stream is sponsored by Jason Jacoby. He was an iRacing guy who had an underage girlfriend. Yuck.
Oh,
Teammates in tandem. Here comes the 4. That is Chris Buescher in the 17. And he's going to make his way to the top 10 once he gets around Stenhouse. He told his crew, those changes you made to the chassis, very good.
This is honestly the most competitive I've seen Chevrolet be consistently at Richmond in a while. Between Larson, Elliott. really just Larson.
But just couldn't close the deal. And then as we got the summer months, things started to cool off for this 14 team. And talking to them, they said, you know, it's really just been mistakes. We've been making
Yeah, Briscoe busted. Larson was probably going to win the 600 until Briscoe busted his ass with 3 to go. That was a great battle they were having there. If you'd have seen that race, you would have wondered how the fuck Larson was leading. Larson drove the worst race I've ever seen him drive, and he still winds up in the lead late at Charlotte. And it was probably going to win, and then Briscoe tried to pass him and spun himself out, brought out a caution. You know the deal. 2 tires, 4 tires, stay out. You know. Just a shit show. Still the best race I've ever been to, I think. Truex is managing to get worse. He is not going to be top 10 when the cycle's through now. That's a big deal. That's keeping this interesting to me, watching him fucking struggle. I don't want to see him struggle, but it's interesting to watch because it's like, damn. Stenhouse making his 1 pit stop this stage. Oh!
That was Truex.
Yeah, I don't think anything's wrong. But that's going to cost Truex. That killed Ricky's race, and it hurt Truex. That pit road's hard to get on. Got a flat left rear. Or at least it looks soft. Oh, man.
I get that. But what the fuck, Ricky?
That sounded like somewhere to get excited.
So now Truex has to pit way earlier than he planned on, which means at the end of the stage he's going to be struggling.
And the left rear tire is going down on Truex.
Is it going down?
I don't know. It sounded like they got excited.
All the teams did a hot pit entry just to
It's
make
probably
sure the drivers were ready for this occasion. Green flag pit stop. Assuming that Ricky did one, but that wasn't the way to do it there.
But still, what the fuck?
We'll watch Truex.
And now if you're Brian Patty, you're very frustrated because you're not sure if this is the right call or the wrong call. But here's a view: the 47 just gets on the apron high. Can't make the corner on the flag, goes back on the racetrack.
That's classic Stenhouse. Hell, I like how I said that pit road's hard to get on. Hell, you're down there.
I bet Kyle was like, what the fuck? Look at Kyle riding by.
Yay. Noni. That's also a commitment line violation, I'm pretty sure. He's got to serve a penalty. So he had to pit and then got the penalty for commitment line violation. Oh, he sped on pit road too. He's going to be a madman at Daytona, you know, because he knows that's his only shot now. There's so many guys that are already just looking at Daytona going, that's mine. That's my race. I guess Truex's tire didn't go down. It looked like it was going flat. It looks soft. I can't remember if I told you, but on the Kevin Nash podcast, they were talking about old Hustler magazine articles. Yes, people used to actually read the articles now. And Kevin Nash says, I'll never forget this one article I read in the Hustler that just makes me laugh to this day. So the guy was saying, the guy seriously said, and was dead serious, when it comes to size, I'm a pretty average guy, 11 soft. And Nash says, and people say I'm full of shit. And then for the next 2 weeks on the podcast, Kevin Nash will keep making 11 soft jokes. He's like, what do you think about that, Nash? And he goes, well, I was thinking 11 soft myself.
That should be a recurring.
It is. He's totally made it that. Somebody needs to bring a sign, 11 soft. There was another recurring joke on the Nash podcast. Somebody made a fake Me Too poster of Kevin Nash saying he got raped in the summer of '92. And Nash says to this day, people on Twitter go, oh, not like that summer of '92, Kev. He's like, no, I didn't actually get molested. Somebody made that up. He said, I'd tell you if I did, but no, I didn't. Oh, not like that summer of '92. His podcast has been gold. Start listening. It's pretty good. 11 soft. I'm a pretty average guy. 11 soft. Yeah. Maybe Tommy Lee. Speaking of which, yuck.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
No, what?
Tommy Lee just straight up posted a picture of his junk on his Instagram.
Why?
I don't know, but I was like, look, it's not the first time we've seen it, but Jesus, Tommy.
Isn't that going to get you, kicked off?
Not if you're Tommy Lee, I guess.
Okay.
I made the joke on Facebook. People are, wow, Tommy Lee, what the fuck? It's like, come on, guys. It's not the first time you've seen Tommy Lee's dick. Pretty sure it can be seen from space.
Probably.
Nikki Sixx once said, Tommy's built like a skyscraper. That's what Nikki said one time. You guys ever hear about the famous radio? There was a radio interview they did in the 80s, and they were on the radio, so thank God you can't see it. Tommy whips it out and starts banging it on the fucking desk. And the people listening on the radio had no clue. Nikki said he thought it was the funniest shit ever. He was high off his ass. He didn't know.
Well, of course.
Man, Motley Crue. Interesting bunch of guys. My favorite Motley Crue interview moment, they were on like CNN or Fox or something. They were promoting a tour. And there was like a female anchor who was like very snobby interviewing them. And at the very end, all right, thanks Motley Crue for stopping by. Tommy goes, hey, what color panties are you wearing? And you hear Vince go, oh my God. And you see Nikki just goes, they cut off really quick. What color panties are you wearing?
And that right there is how you sum up Motley Crue.
Nikki's face just killed. I couldn't tell if Nikki thought it was funny or if he was actually mad, but I heard Vince go, oh my God. Oh.
Poor Mick.
Yeah, Mick has to put up with them.
Mm-hmm.
I love the story of when Mick got arrested for something Tommy did. They were in a hotel in like 86 or something. And Tommy was like, yeah, and there's a video of Tommy telling the story. Like, yeah, I decided it'd be a good idea to get fucked up and run down the halls of the hotel naked, banging on everybody's doors. Said some old lady came out and saw me. She called the cops. Said, yeah, there was like a long-haired rocker guy with tattoos running naked up and down the hall. And Mick Mars is the first fucking one they see, and they arrest him instead of Tommy. Poor Mick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stay off of Tommy Lee's Instagram for your sanity and your self-esteem.
NASCAR fans, don't let anything pass you by. The official app of NASCAR Tracks lets you stay up to date on the latest race and event information from all your favorite tracks. Search NASCAR Tracks in the App Store and get your download for free.
So, Dylan, are we going to Wilkesboro?
Austin Dillon, ride along with Austin.
It's like $20 or something, I think.
In the field, 2 laps down, running 28.
Yeah, guys, my dad wants to go to Wilkesboro, but only if we go because he doesn't want to drive. I don't blame him.
Keeping 19th on back, a lap down.
Busher pitting.
Everyone that is not inside the top
Truex didn't have to pit. I thought he was going to have a flat.
Pit stops take place, Steve.
Let's start the cycle again with this is Chris Buescher. Better
Not all good, but could be worse.
Well, you know, in terms of,
Yeah.
being a dumbass.
Hamlin.
It will include Denny Hamlin, who has a
Can Hamlin's team and driver have a mistake-free day on pit road? They know they nailed that stop. Now he better not speed. That was pretty good. You don't have to wait on gas here because you've already pitted earlier. You got to put some gas in, but so you can have really fast pit stops here. Just better get the tires tight. I hope Logano's wheel falls off. If anybody's gonna lose a wheel here, I hope it's him. They're pretty solid. Only Blaney's team would have a loose wheel. As far as Penske teams go, it would happen to Blaney.
Yeah, as far as Penske,
Sideways in his box. Do they make sugar-free body armor? Because I like to try it if they do. Yeah. Trying to expand my drinking horizons. Never liked that word, pomegranate. The fuck is that? It's like a George Carlin bit or something. Remember George Carlin talking about how he won't eat, and he goes, head cheese. Ah! Head cheese. He said, I can't even look at the sign in the grocery store. Head cheese.
In the spring race, I think there was some argument on which way you should go, could go with these strategies, but it's clear here.
We're not talking about Al Snow and Steve Blackman. The lethal cheddar.
Let's take another look. Ryan Blaney came to pit road right here. Got a little fuel spill right there. All right, hand up. Go back and watch that
Uh-oh.
left side. He doesn't
Didn't
believe
get
he
the
was
wheel tight on Blaney. What did I just say?
That's the question, right?
I literally said that.
All year long, a ton of loose wheels.
I mean,
You have
he
to
looks
tighten
okay
the
right
wheel
now.
in the air for it to get pulled up successfully.
I'm just waiting for it to go
Guard
bonk.
onto the locking mechanism to keep the wheel from coming off. Jonathan Haster right here.
He needs a new crew chief.
Tire changer. There was
My opinion.
obvious concern from the tire changer, but at this point,
Yeah,
I'm
you
not,
don't look like
you know,
he's
what's the
doing
12
much
options? You can either come back in, or you can
It looks like
stay
he's
and
fresh
take a
out
risk.
of college.
You lose the left rear going off in the corner. You are going to back into the wall.
40-point advantage over Bart Truex Jr.
Well,
as
so
the running
far,
Looks good so far.
As it runs, Blaney has a 43 point advantage.
Yeah. Boy, Truex's team is going, come on, don't get it tight. Don't get it tight. On a scale of 1 to 11 is how soft is that tire?
Well, there's two issues.
I don't know. It's
You have
asking
a wheel
him
come
It's an
off,
11.
It would be a huge penalty for the team. But you also, I mean, you could get down on the diffuser. You could destroy your race car. You could back it in the wall if it comes at the wrong time.
I'd hate to black into the wall.
Go to our NBC Toyota virtual
Ooh, it's time to NBC it.
locking mechanism that they hope is going to be used correctly to keep
But they're
our
talking
tires
about
on.
a Ford.
Gun on.
Here's where we explain for the 900th time this year how the single lugs work.
We've seen that happen
Rick and
before.
Willie did.
That is how some wheels become loose because the jackman drops it, right? This is everything you need, right? You see the drive pins that the wheels have to be locked on correctly. That little
So Willie B, he runs you over at Darlington. Just pull over and let him go. I would have blocked him at least. I'd have tried to get in his fucking way.
and make sure the nut
Fucking Byron just pulls over and lets him go.
we're gonna look at this wheel.
You're not going to hold him off.
This all
Not on the
seems
bottom.
pretty smooth for the
I'd have just mirror drive, take his fucking line away.
You didn't have to read
There are ways to get back at people without wrecking them. You can just be a dickhead.
He's tightening this gun.
And then be like, oh, well, I wanted
right
the
there.
top side.
That wheel
Yeah.
Why'd you have to go top when I was up
that
there?
nut is not over that lock
had the
mechanism.
You guys hear on Door Bumper Clear this week, Bubba's spotter Freddie said late in the race last week at Michigan, he went over to Joey's spotter up on the roof and covered his eyes because he was like, get the fuck out of the way. But Joey was all up in Bubba's way. Christopher Bell got a penalty. Well, there goes my money.
In that socket to
Yep,
get that
there-
wheel
That was probably my best shot at money.
car
Maybe Byron still, I don't
So
know.
it was a big issue, and now we're seeing another big issue, right? Penalty for the 20 of Christopher Bell, crew member over the wall.
Bullshit.
Another car that's, unforced errors, basically what you call it, right? It's a mistake that is unnecessarily made. It was, and it's going to
Lawyer,
hurt
the
the
first
20.
Ty Dillon is
20
stuck
the
to
45's off there.
Wow.
Well,
Willie
a little
B's
smoke
the
coming out
first
the right
car
front.
lap down.
Smoke out of the right front.
The hood on this
Ooh, they're going under the hood on Ty Gibbs.
Another thing that's happened while Logano's
Could be his first ever DNF.
Logano's cycled, the whole field cycled, right? Logano's putting guys
perfect
lap
for
down.
Michael Jordan.
Byron's one of them. Another guy as well, right behind.
Yeah, Michael Jordan shows up. He's got one car blowing up, and the other car ain't running worth the shit after they've had like a great month of good finishes.
Really not. He's really not been able to close the gap to the 22, but the 22 as well has not been able to drive away.
Just on the pan area in the front. That's all I can see. I can't see where it's coming from.
Yeah, that's the 45 radio. They see a bunch of oil. They're going to push it behind the wall. Ty Gibbs was having a terrific day. That spirited battle with Kyle Busch, but they ain't going to be over here for the 45 team. Martin Truex Jr., by the way.
First ever DNF. You're a cup driver now.
Down a lap. He needs to pass William Byron right there to be the first car one lap down.
Byron and Truex racing for the free pass.
Well, I think it's actually pretty good right now. He's able to stay with this 22 in lap time. He's passing Byron for position. So this, to me, is maybe the best the 19's looked like.
Byron's giving me big pushover vibes today.
He was only 2 seconds ahead of the 22, and the 22 pitted, and then they had a slow pit stop. They were about 2.5, 3 seconds slower on pit road. So that
Ty Dillon's on the lead lap at Richmond, but Truex isn't.
on the lead lap, leading the race.
Sit on that and rotate.
The first car lap down.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Austin Dillon a solid 27th. I mean,
Yeah, you can't beat that.
living up to the legacy of the car he's driving.
At Richmond, of all
I like how sometimes I forget to even look where he's running. I'll look up and see how piss poor he's doing. I'm like, oh, well, so glad he's had a cup ride for the last 9 years. Come on, phone. An hour ago, certified Ricky Stenhouse moment. Oh yeah, today's a big deal because I didn't notice on Reddick's car there's a pot leaf. NASCAR was fine with CBD sponsors and shit as long as there was no like allusion or reference to marijuana. Apparently now they don't give a fuck because Reddick's got a big old leaf on the front of his car.
Hasn't it been on like?
Not that leaf, that sponsor, but not the leaf. They don't like the allusion to straight up marijuana, but I guess they've kind of softened up on it.
I swore the last time I saw his car was like 2 weeks ago or so. He had it on there then too. I could have swore I've seen that leaf on there.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to go back and look.
Yeah, go back and look because I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like it was on there a couple weeks
Cole Custer 40 minutes ago. I'm assuming this is capitalized because he must have yelled it. Every fucking week something goes wrong. Pretty much.
Yep. He's correct on that assessment.
Yeah. Hey, you want to take pictures like Sasha Banks was taking with people where they have to stand like 10 feet away from her?
Yeah,
that shit was
great.
funny. That shit was funny. Look, I respect boundaries and don't want to catch monkeypox or whatever. I just thought it was funny that she did that. I'm like, I leave it to her. She'd be the one. But I don't blame her. But to charge that money for that kind of picture, I mean, it's just not up to her what they charged. Fucking wherever she was at.
42 at Ty Dillon having a great run. Best run of the year for this guy. Running that high line all day long. Ross Chastain as well. The next two cars to get lapped.
That's how it's going to be if I ever meet up with you guys for my stream. We're going to take Sasha Banks pictures. You got to stand like 10 feet over there. We're not going to do the prom pose pictures like those creepy fat people try to do with Becky Lynch or whoever.
But he's catching the leader, and they're on the same pit cycle. So same.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with pot. I'm just surprised NASCAR wasn't like, take that leaf off the car.
Get his lap back. Yeah, they have to feel much better about the race car. Huge adjustments on the pit stop, and the adjustments paying off. As you're pointing out, Dale, this is a real...
Yeah, Truex is fast again. Get his lap back the old-fashioned way. Yeah.
Catch the one, he'll have probably no trouble maybe lapping Ross, but that 42 and
No trouble lapping Ross. We'll see about that.
Well, Larson's only second half.
Yeah, Larson. I can't believe how much Larson's gained on Logano.
I'm surprised by Denny.
Yeah, I expected more out of Denny.
But I feel like his is the long.
I kind of thought Denny would leapfrog Larson on this run.
But it's a major difference with this many cars still on track. Even if he were to get, with caution came out, and Truex gets the being the first car lap down, he has to start at the back end of the field. That's a major difference versus being able to pass him and getting himself back in the lead lap, Marty.
Well, Jeff, you know what that's like behind the wheel, trying to get by the leader and get back on the lead lap. But Steve, I want to talk about what James Small did on that last stop.
Ohio State can have pot leaves on their helmets, but we can't have pot leaves on race cars.
Look at this wedge adjustment they make, and look at the air pressure. The big air pressure adjustment for this race team.
Yeah.
And Martin told him before the stop, you're going to need some magic. You're going to have to help me out. So that was actually this stop before they made the big wedge adjustment. Massive air pressure adjustment on that stop. Steve, you got to take chances to get the car better. It may take longer on.
If I went to college, I'd want to go to Miami in Ohio just to fuck with people and be like, yeah, I went to the University of Miami in Ohio.
Yeah, because that's how they have it like spelled out too when they pop up like Miami of Ohio on like a ticker or
Now his
something.
concern is
It's Miami and then like in parentheses it's got
found
the
a little
OH
something.
for
He's kind of
Ohio.
closed back.
Who's that receiver for the Steelers, that Pickens kid?
George Pickens.
Oh, he's good.
From Georgia.
Yeah, I like him.
He's good. And he's been consistent throughout his time at Georgia too.
And Trubisky threw fucking dimes to him yesterday, too. See, the thing with Trubisky is he's kind of reminds me of Lamar Jackson. He's like a worse Lamar Jackson because when Trubisky's on, it's like, damn, this dude's really capable of something. And then when he's just off, you're like, how the fuck did this guy make it to the professional level? And Lamar's never really off. I just think defenses figure out Lamar sometimes, and the Ravens don't have weapons. Yeah. Lamar's another one, though. When he's on, it's like, Jesus, you can't stop this guy. And then he's off, and it's like, God, what the fuck? Then you look at him and go, the Ravens are never going to win a Super Bowl with this. They're going to have to get the exact perfect matchups they need. I don't know what those matchups will be. Certainly not the Titans, based on recent history.
And it's like that's not going to happen on a consistent
Yeah, it's not. through the playoffs, you're going to wind up playing the fucking.
Because the one chance he had where that could have happened, it still didn't.
Yeah.
When the Ravens were dominant.
When they got past Tennessee, they ran into Buffalo.
Exactly.
Not this past year, but the year before.
And then it's like, okay, well, get past Kansas City then. After you get past those two.
And Kansas City's just going to outscore you because your defense isn't that great.
And Pat Mahomes is better.
Yeah. Like, Baltimore's defense is okay, but they struggle against Kansas City. That's been consistent. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't know who they'd have to play. They'd have to get like 3 games in a row of like, I don't know, fucking Colts. New England now. They could take New England now because New England's nothing. Although in the past, Belichick handed Lamar his ass a couple years ago when Lamar was still at like MVP peak. I think Lamar's still that good, but he was coming off the MVP, and Belichick handed him his ass. Patriots were horrible that year. That was the first Cam Newton year. They were terrible, and they whooped Baltimore's ass late in the season. So I don't know, but maybe New England now. I don't know. I don't know what they'd have to get. The Chargers or some shit, because the Chargers will shoot themselves in the foot.
Even with Khalil Mack, they'll probably still find a way to beat the Chargers.
Yeah. Just when they were pushing Ty Gibbs' car away, it looked like he was moving. Do you see that the car was getting by him? I was like, what the fuck is he on?
Oh, he's out. He's all right. Dude.
What happened to Chastain? Chastain's had handling issues, and he's last car on the lead lap. Truex is fast again, but he's first car lap down. Because he passed William Byron and ran down Logano, and he's got a shot to get his lap back here.
You gonna run the race this week there?
Yeah, for real. Everything they said on Door Bumper Clear about Rick Ware Racing and that 15 team was absolutely correct. That was so fucking dumb. You're driving a car that's like 3 seconds slower than everybody. Well, yeah, we're going to stay out and get in the top 10, 20 laps into the race when there's nothing to race for. Oh, shit, we wrecked half the field.
I like what they said.
For anything, even if it means he can't pass the car in front of him, like last week.
He's not that much better than you. Hopefully, at this point, he keeps getting closer to take his mind off that 19 behind him right now, Marty.
If I'm Joey is well within his rights to race Truex like an ass because he knows Truex has the potential to be a threat later on. So I'd race Truex hard as fuck here. That's just going to help Larson, but I don't think Larson's going to run Joey down for this, no matter what happens. Suarez had a shitty day. 27. Bowman, 27th. You just look up and all of a sudden you go, where's this guy? Oh, shit. I think Truex's car's gotten better, and I think Ross has started to drive harder to get away from Logano. So Logano's kind of in purgatory right now. He should race Truex as hard as he can, but he should also try to run down Chastain because he's good too. And you can't lay back too much because Larson's only a second and a half behind. Bubba's doing better now than he has all day. He's 16th. I know he's a lap down, but he's like the next car behind Truex. Oh.
That was a great shot. Yeah. Literally. Yeah. Just a little, hey, I'll let this thing roll as far as I can let it roll.
Suarez on fresh tires, obviously.
And now the pressure coming from the 99 of Suarez.
Caught Truex at a really shitty spot for Truex. It's going to help Logano get away. No. Harvick 4th after all this?
What?
Harvick 4th, Almirola 6th. I mean, Almirola's been up there for a while, but Harvick 4th? Keselowski's still top 10. I said he was consistent.
Ty Dillon's mine. That's
Ty Dillon on the lead lap in 12th in a race where Logano is lapped up to 13th place.
all that fucking blue still together.
And then look back there. Jones, Custer, Burton, Stenhouse. Blue, 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 blue.
I mean, I like it because I like blue on, Sprint Cup cars.
Oh, my
but...
God.
What?
Sprint Cup, what year are you in?
Oh. My bad.
God, you're 2 sponsors behind. It was Monster since it's been Sprint.
My bad.
Now it's the NASCAR, Geico, Busch Beer, KFC, whatever the fuck. It's not really. They just have a series of sponsors that give them the sponsorship money, and they just call it NASCAR Cup Series now. Because I guess they got tired of changing the brand every few years. I mean, fuck, they had Winston for like over 30 years.
Yeah, they did.
And then it was Nextel, and then Sprint bought Nextel, and then Sprint was like, fuck you, I'm out. And then it was Monster, and then Monster's like, well, we want to sponsor the sport, but NASCAR's like, well, we'd like to just call it Cup Series just once and for all, so we never have to change the name of it ever again.
Then Monster was like,
Okay.
well, we want a car.
Yeah.
And
They actually have several now. Between Monster and Menards, we're never going to run out of good sponsors for NASCAR, I don't think. And some beer company will always throw their fucking... Now it's... Back in the day, it was Coors, then it was Busch, then it was Budweiser, now it's Busch again. So there'll always be a beer brand that's ready to step up. You see, Little Caesars became the official pizza of the NFL. It was Pizza Hut, now it's Little Caesars. And somebody said, wow, they did it. They out-pizzaed the Hut.
They did.
They got the NFL sponsor deal.
I don't know how they did that, though.
It's not every day somebody out-pizzas the Hut.
Suarez had perfect timing to help Rouse out.
Cody Ware's better than Ty Gibbs. Well, obviously he's running better. That proves it. The proof is in the results.
The real Ty's on the lead lap.
Yeah, Ty Dillon's the best Ty in NASCAR today. 3 o'clock at Watkins Glen. I'm so glad I'm off next week.
Get ready for an
Yeah, do not adjust your sets. Ty Dillon's 12th.
like you've never seen before. The drama, the pressure, and the danger, all to become a champion. Don't miss the new NASCAR docuseries Race for the Championship. There's September 1st on USA.
They gotta get that car ready for Noah.
Yeah. Yeah, now all of a sudden the 42's running well. It's running better than Eric Johnson. It's crazy to see the 42 running better than the 43. It's got to be the first time all year that's happened. Custer's doing pretty good for somebody with no power steering. 22nd.
Trying to get to 1 lap down. That is a big difference for the 99. From 2 laps down, there's just not a lot of path back to the lead lap unless you get super lucky. 1 lap down,
Larson's lost half a second to Logano. But Logano's still not gotten in front of Chastain, and he's not gotten away from Truex or Suarez.
It's a little bit tight there with Suarez.
Suarez is hurting Truex more than anything.
Go until the end of this stage, and we know that at the end of the stage, a caution.
I miss Louis. That was my pizza place in town. They closed.
Really loose there.
Suarez is going to send it on him here into 1. Look at this. Told you. I wish he fucking would. Don't get my hopes up, Junior.
Suarez trying to move to the inside to get that 1 lap back.
Go on, Suarez.
To do it yet.
You want it, take it. It's yours. It's yours if you take it.
So Logano trying to hold off Suarez from giving him that lap back. Marty, what about Ryan Blaney?
Well, Rick, after they were sure they got all the tires tied after that last stop.
Suarez is back to 1 lap down. That opens up a chance for Truex here to get his lap back.
Listen to the radio just a moment ago after that.
I was just getting worse and worse. I don't know why it falls off so quick compared to earlier. I can't turn as good, and I am just zero.
I'd have to calm Blaney down and say Truex is 15th. We're doing fine. Because that's who you're racing. We're 10 to go in this stage, and Truex still... Well, now Truex got his lap back. Make that 14 cars on the lead lap. And Bowman's coming to get one of his back. Yeah, Logano's just gone away all of a sudden. 9 to go. Larson might actually get a shot at him here. Yeah, there he is. Larson's right behind him. Bubba's the free pass car now. That's good.
Bubba's been able to get around William Byron, who's faded really quickly here late in this little stage. Yeah, remember
this little stage, he says. 130 laps. Little stage.
That he said that it didn't hurt tires.
Sponsored by Blue Emu.
Well, I think now he's questioning that.
Larson. Yeah, Larson's going to win the stage, I think. Although, passing Logano is a whole other ordeal, but I think Larson's got a good shot at this now. 7 more laps.
But I think at this point, he just came on and said, I'm now lacking that drive off. You saw it there where he's a little loose on the exit, maybe turning too well and just got that car a little too loose on this run, Dave.
Kyle Larson in second is being coached. There is no speed in going hard. On these old tires, no speed in pushing it. You're just hitting your marks better than him. That's why you're catching the 22.
What? There's no speed in going hard.
Sounded like that to me, didn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what it sounded like. And if that's the case, he's definitely
Almirola and Blaney have been side by side for 5 laps.
right here, side by side.
Meanwhile, Blaney's just
JJ Yandy
cussing
right in
like a
front of him.
sailor
Got the
because
wall,
of his
entered the
car.
corner. Sure got there.
5 to go.
The tough pass right here for Almirola. Look at
You know, Logano's fell off. He's getting passed by Todd Gilliland.
no way. Almirola can release the wheel the way he wants to. Any other race, I think Blaney would have let it go by now, but Blaney needs that play at that point, that stage point. It's going to be given away. He doesn't want to lose his position. He doesn't have to.
Truex is off in
Hopefully,
Niflheim.
Almirola
He doesn't have
understands
any
why.
Still, though,
He's so hard
I'll
right
take
here.
every point I can get.
Fifth, sixth,
Well,
and seventh,
yeah, but
which is
even if he
Blaney,
ends the
Almirola,
stage
and
on
Buscher
at
have won
sixth,
in
I mean, you
2022.
know.
That's not bad.
We could see
Hey, he cleared Almirola, so he's hanging on.
amazing finish and potential win if we get 16 drivers, 16 different
Our
drivers.
best shot at a different winner today is Almirola.
Now the 10's trying to get to the
Or
outside.
Blaney.
He knows that's the easiest
I'm just
way
not
to
used
get
to Blaney
back.
having not won
Get
yet.
on the right rear corner of the 12.
Blaney's just somebody I just assume is always going to win. Oh!
Short bump. There's a little shot there.
And then Almirola gets loose trying to get back in the gas.
Look at his
What do you want, Almirola?
22. Don't think he's going to get there 3 laps to go.
Yeah, Larson
Almirola,
ain't going to get there now.
Blaney's racing for a point. Almirola needs a win. This track position is so
true.
important for
Almirola
Almirola if he's
don't
going to
care
win this
who
race.
Yeah, he needs a win. Get a good pit stop and come out in second or third, or maybe the lead if you're Almirola.
And as many points as Ryan Blaney has, if he
2 to
could
go
win
in the stage.
here today, that could lock him into the playoffs. But it's going to take a win right now to lock himself in. Otherwise, he's
Brian's
fighting for
11.
every point. he
Oh,
can possibly
still on the
get
lead lap,
to try
though.
to stay ahead of Martin Truex Jr. for that final spot.
At this point in the race, you're just happy to be on the lead lap.
Position and points. The 10 car, Almirola has
We
no
got even
idea
more
what
laps.
situation Blaney's in. He's just out there racing like, why are you figuring
There, Almirola again.
right there?
And I'm sure Blaine is
Impatient.
gonna be frustrated. Final lap of stage 2. The distance between Logano and Larson, about 6 car lengths, 7 car lengths. It's growing down the backstretch for the final time in this stage. Logano looking for
Use him
his
up,
third
Almirola.
stage win of the year.
And Joey Logano wins stage 2.
Boyd and Logano win stage 2.
And Blaney holds off Almirola for 5th.
Fight between these two for position.
Look back there in 4th, guys. Kevin Harvick. Drive through this field just slowly but surely. Looks a little bit like last week in Michigan.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about the Fords at Michigan. Well,
I still don't think Logano's going to win, especially with the way that car was running there.
4 in the top 5, 6 in the top
So
7.
stay tuned. This race is definitely not over.
Logano, Larson, Hamlin, Harvick, and Blaney, the top 5. Almirola, Buscher, Elliott, Briscoe, and Kyle Busch, the top 10. Wallace in the position to get the
Sounds like Beavis and Butthead music. Why does my back hurt? I'm only 28. Also, I forgot to mention, this race is the Federated Auto Parts 400, the FAP 400.
What is Federated Auto Parts? Like, what the heck?
FAP.
Oh, we need FAP at Atlanta Super Speedway. FAP at ass.
All of a sudden, every tweet on here is the FAP 400.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Look at how much better these Chase Elliott Napa paint schemes will be. These are fan made.
Ooh,
The Napa brakes one.
I want that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the regular one. Napa filters. I like the Napa brakes one the best.
Yeah, those are pretty sexy.
Since they're not making diecast of that, somebody made their Ross Chastain Dale Jr. Coca-Cola throwback. They made one. I have the Dale Jr. one of that in there somewhere.
That is gorgeous.
Japan 98.
Xfinity, proud
Wrecked out of the lead this year at Darlington. Checkers or wreckers, Ross.
NASCAR Cup Series race presented by Toyota. Logano wins stage 2. Larson finishing second. Chastain won stage 1. Logano has led 142 laps already. Chastain led 80 laps.
Zandig, what happened out there? What do you mean what happened? What are you, blind?
Today, through the stages, most points earned.
You are going to die.
Larson both grabbing 17 points more.
I guarantee it.
11
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
playoffs.
Is that who did that? Zandig?
Yes. The funniest part about that video is go watch. Because he goes from like 0 to 100 in like half a second. Because I think he's got an idea of what he wants to say for his promo. So he's sitting there trying to remember his promo. And he goes, Zandig, what happened? And he goes, what do you mean what happened? What are you, blind? He went from just totally calm to acting like he was pissed off.
The race car's gone, the speed's gone as well. I just need help with overall grip, Parker.
Starting for the 22, Joe Logano on the right side of the screen after leading 143 laps so far in this race.
2 more stops for the rest of the day. Logano's also lucky he's going to keep the lead. Oh, no, Larson beat him out. That first pit stall, buddy. Kyle Larson's the leader. And I bet we'll probably never hear from Joey the rest of the day.
Good.
Probably. Based on the way his car was running at the end of that stage, I don't know. Cookie puss. Once you take that car out of here, I'm not done with it. No, I'm kidding. Oh.
He sat it over there so we can still have fun with it.
I'm going to mute the commercial. This is still just my prize, basically.
I do like that one. I mean, it is nice.
I'm holding my 2014 Daytona 500 124 diecast.
Favorite one out of all the deal is the fucking Wrangler.
The Wrangler one's
That one is so
one of my
sexy.
favorites, too.
I need to see the ones in the living room again, but
Because it's the scheme on a newer body car.
Yeah.
True.
True. That car out there stands up the most to me.
Out of all the ones in here, like the ones in here, my favorite is the Batman.
Yeah.
I like that one because,
Batman's top 3.
especially because I got to watch it.
The
Like,
Wrangler, the National Guard, and the Batman's top 3.
I watched Junior, win in the Batman car, and it was awesome. So
Should have won in a Superman car the next year at Michigan, but the engine blew.
yeah, well, what can you do with the engine?
So Larson's the leader now for the first time since lap 1. He didn't even lead all lap 1 because Ross passed him.
Well, do you have an opinion, Paige?
She's still asleep.
No, she's looking at
Be right back. I'll take this fucking thing out of here. Get my knees pop when I get up there. My Terry Funk. And our Halloween aisle in our store smells so good. Smells like pumpkin spice.
Oh, I'll need to come by your guys' store.
Do you guys not have your Halloween shit up yet?
We do, but
Let's
it
say.
doesn't smell like anything.
Yeah. God, I just saw Selena Vega. Ain't a woman alive hotter than Selena Vega. There are women just as hot, but not hotter.
I'm sorry, but I
on-track
can't
car
cheat
is
on
impressive
Nikita Lyons.
in
She's
every way.
ridiculous.
Massive NASCAR fan, she observes the sport from a different perspective than most all of us because Colby Garrison has been blind.
Thank you, Mr. Garrison.
Oh my gosh, I'm thrilled to be here.
Do you want to come over here and check this thing out?
They're showing the thing from the pre-race again. I already watched this. Mute. I can't believe my USA Network has worked flawlessly for several weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried when I had to DVR the Xfinity race last week. I'm going to come home to just a mess of pixels and not be able to watch a single lap.
On this team, every single person with this crew that met Colby, that experienced that, is better for it. She made every one of us smile. Really appreciate it. She was one of the best riders I've ever had, and what was so fascinating is she immediately could feel the things that I thought you had to have years of experience.
Christopher
to
Bell
understand.
stayed out and took the wave
Great
around. He didn't even pit.
Everybody involved really
So he's
enjoyed
on the
that
lead lap,
and,
but tail end of the field.
special day for all of us.
I mean, he'll probably get put a lap.
It's a
down
nice
here.
Blaney shirt.
Riding along with
Bell stayed out to get that lap back and hope for a caution before it gets too bad.
You'll be able to see more
He
of
might
that
get a
vivid,
caution.
the perspective of a blind NASCAR fan,
What
Colby
do you
Garrison.
think, Paige?
I have my doubts.
That premieres this Wednesday, August 17th, as we look back from this Coca-Cola pace cam.
Yeah, a little housekeeping, a little bit of a strategy call by Christopher Bell in the 20 car, so they chose not to pit. They were a lap down, and because everyone on the lead.
Why does Steve Letarte sound like he's at somebody's funeral right now? He's like, oh, he turned on to pit. Man, there's a lap down.
Now, old tires. So this game
He's going to get lapped so fast if there's not a caution. Austin Dillon took a wave around to get back to one lap down. Congratulations.
It does have a win in the bank, and you can gamble here at the short track Richmond. Quite a few are field approaching the Geico restart.
Look at that launch for Kyle Larson.
Damn, Larson.
Yes. It's not clear, but it was a good launch.
Clear? No, not yet.
God, Logano's so good on that outside early in a run. You got to race him hard because whoever gets out front here is going to control the race. This is it. There's no more guaranteed cautions. So you have to run like this is the last lap. You have to. Oh, Kyle Busch just got spun by Ross Chastain.
Dang it, Ross! Larson was just
And then Eric Jones ran over Ross. There's Bill going, yeah, now I'll pit and get my tires, and I'm on the lead lap. That couldn't have worked out any better. I'm back in it, bitch. I got a shot at money. Yeah.
And we didn't have to risk getting the Soul Stone in order to get Kyle Busch wrecked.
At this point, it was the start of the final stage. Like everyone was a little amped up. Maybe
And we have a caution.
let's kind of give and take.
Yes, we do. And we can enjoy it. And it's
Oh, man, how did he get the worst of that? He ran over Ross, I know, but how does he come out of that with the only one that's got major damage?
All right, let's see what happened.
Yeah, Ross, that's on you, buddy.
18 of Kyle Busch. Kyle goes around.
That's on him.
That literally was, and then Eric.
And then Eric Jones didn't have anywhere to go. Truex got a piece of it.
Contact for the 19 as well up there, guys.
I told you, you got to race now like it's the end because you've seen how strung out the race gets.
That was like instant karma for
He was
Ross.
hit
Yeah.
there by the 47 who missed pit road.
That one's actually on him.
You just straight up dumped
It's
Kyle.
hard to see the
A little bit. I think he just drove over his head.
Because it looks like Ross just got loose.
I'm sure it doesn't hurt. I'm sure it doesn't hurt Dale Jr.'s feelings seeing somebody get loose under Kyle Busch in turn 3 at Richmond. I don't think it was intentional, but
I mean, Ross was stuck in the middle of like 6 cars.
Yeah.
He couldn't go nowhere because he looked. Like Ross gets stuck in the middle. They're almost going 3 wide.
yeah, Ty Dillon did show the nose to Ross and drive in on him, but
He couldn't go nowhere.
yeah,
There was nowhere for him to be.
nothing intentional there.
I don't know if Kyle Busch is going to see it that way.
No, he's not. He doesn't
There's
like
no-
Ross.
There was nowhere for Ross to be. He couldn't go nowhere.
Kyle only got spun.
Yeah, he backed into the wall a little bit here, but yeah, I think he'll be all right. Christopher Bell is so happy right now.
Yeah, but he's been bitching all day, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I'm so happy for Christopher Bell just because I bet on him. Put them fresh tires on.
Right with that staying out there. They now get those 4 tires from Christopher Bell. He was just too tight to the center.
Well, there is no guaranteed cautions, but we underestimate Ross Chastain's ability to call some cautions.
And by the way, William Byron got the free pass on that particular caution flag.
William Byron, hey, I get one bet, the free pass, and I get the other on equal tires now on the lead lap.
Oh, Willie B's back on the
Lead lap, yeah, he beat Bubba for the free pass.
Hell yeah.
Bubba's already on the lead lap.
Oh, he was? Oh, yeah, Bubba got the free pass the previous yellow. My bad. My bad, y'all.
Trying to talk down on Bubba.
I know.
That's more impressive.
Now we talk about how difficult the 2 is.
Oh, yeah, and Austin Dillon gets to pit, too, and only be 1 lap down instead of 2. So
Only 1 lap down. I mean, there's a lot of positions to be gained 1 lap down. He's
That
currently
caution was a
27.
gift.
that was a great time caution there.
Same as the first stage.
Yep.
Start off
It's a
with
big
caution,
opportunity
and
for
then
those
run the
teams.
rest of the race.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why it's very important for Larson to clear Logano and just check out.
With Marty on
look.
Yeah, let's listen in on the radio what Truex had to say after that.
Truex has something to say about Ross, I bet. How much? He's right, though. He's right. This is he's right. He's like, God damn it.
He'll keep doing that to get some serious consequences from something.
So there you go.
What do you do? There was nowhere for Ross to go.
Still his mistake.
Left rear looks just fine, so they decided not to.
It's just not intentional. That's my thing. It wasn't intentional by any
I
means.
mean, I get that, but like,
Ross just had a tire fucking go down under yellow here, didn't he?
Just outside the top 10.
Oh, I thought he had something fly out from under the car. Right?
17 cars in the lead lap, so now any mistakes later in the race, you know.
And more cautions are putting more on the lead lap.
Bubba is 13.
Looked like there was a piece of debris that Mark Truex Jr.
at it.
ran over. Maybe some,
Look at it.
some cover or
Bubba's still going to have a good day with a meh
His
day.
best finish
Before
in
the
the
flag stand, right?
That's how I know.
yeah, right in front of the end,
Yeah.
right before the start finish.
They got a piece of the track, isn't it?
Okay.
yeah, that's a piece of track.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ross is so fucking aggressive.
Brake rotor,
Is that foam? I could give you that.
or maybe it's door foam. I thought it was a piece of the track, because it's the same texture and everything's the track. They got to wave off this restart and pick that up. Okay, I guess we're fucking going green. It's not that big of a deal. It's a piece of foam. All right. Logano got a great restart on the outside. God damn it, Logano's going to get the fucking lead back.
Damn it.
So that caution was good, but at the same time,
Larson's still there, though. Larson's still there.
that's the race without yellows, I'm telling you.
Damn it.
Harvick fucking clawed.
Hamlin and Blaney. Ooh.
What are you doing, Hamlin?
Now Blaney on the outside of the 11 car, trying to take away fourth. This
Logano got another bite at the apple.
might be the way to
Made the
go
most
here
of it.
late in the race when we get these restarts.
He blistered Larson on that restart.
Late race drama.
Everybody's been choosing the bottom of the
Come on,
racetrack.
Briscoe.
Most restarts.
Look at
but
Stuart Haas,
that
third,
side's
sixth,
pretty
and
good.
seventh.
Yeah. And Custer was top 10 before his power steering went away.
So it's Logano, Larson, Harvick, Blaney, Hamlin.
Down
Briscoe
Fords
now on the
today.
outside of the 11. Denny Hamlin trying his hardest to slow down this onslaught. Guys just getting right to his quarter panel and nothing he can do to give up the position.
Junior said quarter panel.
I can listen to you talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Briscoe
Oh,
around.
yeah. It's fantastic.
I was making fun of him last week because every time he was doing play-by-play, at the end of a sentence, his voice would go up.
That's why I like it. He don't sound like a fucking robot in front of me.
Yeah.
Sounds like a real starter here.
He ran the middle of the 3 and 4 to really try to put a stop to all of his cars jumping to his outside. Gives a little bit of room here.
I hope they give Junior shit on the download for him saying this little stage here. It's like, little stage? What the fuck? Me too. His day was fucked from lap 1.
Mark Truex Jr.
Hey, Martin, you're racing the 1 car again.
Ross Chastain right there on his right rear quarter panel.
Every week. Every week.
And Richmond Jr. was eyeballing that replay a minute ago. He said, I think Ross was just going for the middle, trying to give the 42 some room. Well, listen to Ross's radio.
I was trying to get out in the middle, give the 42 room, but sorry.
Yeah, well, I know. I saw Ty driving in on him.
Crazy. Had that work.
Oh, Bill! Bill just spun off the 4. There's another caution.
Like Christopher got a little bit of the apron there on the
Hit the apron.
Great camera work.
Another caution, another chance for Larson and Harvick and Blaney.
Restart.
those new tires he just put on.
New tires.
Dang it. Dang it. I can hear Junior now. Dang it.
You know, does he think he's hurt him or not? We'll have to see when he come back.
That caution was a good thing. Logano was about to check out, and you were going to have just a repeat of stage 2.
We was just talking about
Got
Reddit.
loose.
Yeah.
Just talking about Reddit.
And then, you know, look at what happens to Bell.
The
My
good
God.
thing is there's
Suddenly
not
shit is
30
happening.
cars on the lead lap.
Yeah.
Puts you that far back. That's the good thing.
Suddenly things are happening. And I think the next 2 weeks are only going to get better because it's Watkins Glen and Daytona.
I'm excited for Watkins Glen.
Daytona's the one, like, that's going to be the craziest race. One of the craziest races we've ever seen. Because everybody thinks they can win Daytona. Everybody.
I forgot how to drive Sonoma in Heat 5, but I can drive Watkins Glen pretty good.
I've always been great at Watkins Glen. I
Watkins
can
Glen's
tear
simple.
ass on Watkins Glen.
It's simple to do.
Road America, I did a 50% race the other day where you have one pit stop. I got to second, and Logano drove away from me, 11-second lead. But I short pitted him, and he got stuck in some lap cars late in his run. And I had clean racetracks. I short pitted. I made up 12 seconds or more on him just by having clean racetrack running good laps. I cycled through in front of him and won the race. But Road America in that game's fucking weird. It's like whatever car gets out front just takes off, and you can't catch them. And I came from the back to second and just couldn't get anywhere. I got to get back to doing more races this week. But Road America was fun. Once I was so fucking annoyed. 'Cause I'm like, how the fuck does the AI car just get out to such a huge lead there? Can't do nothing. I don't know what it is. At Road America, it's like no matter how perfect you run.
Come on, Larson. Do it for us.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed for the 48, but I'm disappointed for the 24 bunch, but at least they're on the lead lap now. And all these cautions are helping. Everybody that struggled today is like, yes, more cautions, please. More chances to pit and adjust something. Oh, it's that douchebag from that Austin Dillon reality show that nobody watches. Yippee.
They got all the pit crew together and made them stand beside each other and said, "You look like you're on the new TV show."
Every time I saw commercials for that, I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? It's like, oh, it's one of his crew guys that he's buddies with.
Oh, so that's a guy.
Yeah. There you go. Blaney pitted. He was top 5. Truex pitted. Why not? Fuck it. More cautions. More chances. Bubba pitted. I like it. Hamlin. I don't think Logano stayed out, didn't he?
Hamlin's car still has that horrible brake shake. So bad it was popping out of his hands. The car was so tight he couldn't hardly turn it. So had to make a big chance here, take his adjustments, go to the back of the line.
In the words of Jason Witten, he had to pull a rabbit out of his head. He was so bad on Monday Night Football. I love Jason Witten, but man, he was bad.
You know, if I'm Logano or Larson, I'm probably not going to pit from the front.
What do you think, Paige?
But with quickly gaining more cars in the lead.
I tell you what, man. I tell you what, man.
Pitting, you're getting a little bit fresher tires.
I used to be back on Monday Night Football, man. That's never going to happen.
Just kind of have a few more
No.
to choose in front of you. You could maybe
I understand he said some stupid shit. I understand.
He's
He's definitely not the only one. They singled his ass out.
Yes, they did.
That's the problem I have. Well, yeah, John Gruden, you're a piece of shit, but damn, they singled his ass out, didn't they? Because I know them other NFL owners
Yeah.
and coaches, some of them.
Some coaches.
Yeah, a lot of owners, though.
A lot of owners.
It's not a coincidence that Jerry Richardson sold the Panthers when he did, because his ass was about to get called out. Bob McNair's just lucky he died.
Got these new tires, maybe go to the top. So you can drive around 2 or 3
Really,
lanes
though,
on
I
that
think the
outside turn
problem
1, 2 on these
with
restarts.
Bob is his son.
Oh, yeah, his son's just as stupid as he is. That's what Cowboys fans are going to have to deal with. When Jerry dies, it's going to be run by Steven. Steven's smarter than Jerry, but it's still Steven Jones. He's still going to want to be the fucking GM.
I don't know the answer. I'm not a driver, but
And they're going to fucking keep Mike McCarthy.
figure it out.
Probably.
He is so bad.
McCarthy's really
That's just another example of the game has just completely passed someone. It happens. You see good coaches become shit coaches because the game passed them by. And Mike McCarthy's a great example of, like, yeah, once upon a time, he was a great play caller. He really was. But it's totally passed him by.
And that, and he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Because everybody does his job for him in Dallas. He's head coach in name only.
Yeah, but the problem in Green Bay was that, it was kind of the same thing. He just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, we got Aaron Rodgers. What do we care? Dude, you wasted Rodgers' prime fucking years because you got complacent.
Larson in the outside line. The 4 of Harvick was in third. He chose the outside as
Yep.
well. In that second line, second group.
Who's going to bust their ass now? Like I said, you have to run hard. As hard as you can. This restart could be the last one. You don't know. Briscoe, yeah. Briscoe would probably be the leading odds guy to bust his ass. Keselowski 8th. You got Ross and Kyle who were just fucking screwed. God, Larson shit the bed again. Go, Briscoe. Not close enough. Look at Kyle Busch. Whoa, Kyle.
Kyle Larson.
And Larson, too. What the hell?
Come on, Larson.
Briscoe.
Stick it.
Look at Logano running the shallow line.
Oh, Briscoe.
He's doing it again, guys. Oh, he saved it. Harvick, 3 wide for second. And Logano holds the lead. Briscoe's side by side with Larson for second.
Larson or something, because Logano's going to pull away from you two.
Briscoe, don't do it.
Leading on that 5 is the 14 of Jake Briscoe.
You know, I've already seen every time this year Briscoe's leaned on somebody in a late race situation. It doesn't end well. It's great for Logano, though. Best thing that could have happened to Joey. Oh, my God. Bubba, Blaney, Keselowski. Look at Bubba up in the fucking top 10 now. Bubba just passed all them cars. He was behind all them.
Hey, look at Willie B. Trying to stick in there.
Bubba going for another top 10. Get mad about it. This top 5 sorted it out. I think Larson might be able to run Joey down, maybe.
Good lead right here. Choosing
It looked really impressive, but he only really gained about 3 spots.
3 wide right here. Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, the 18. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch made that restart work really well for a few corners.
Kyle Busch. Is he Kelly?
Now he's starting to struggle a little bit at these guys trying to take their positions back from the 18 car.
What a battle.
Denny
3
drove
wide.
into this 3 wide position off of turn 2 the lap before.
Giving each other plenty of room.
In the running order, who pitted under the last yellow, so the freshest tires of the group.
Blaney drove it off at a 3, got really tight there. And now he's trying to arc the corner back. I thought him and Bubba were going to touch.
Hamlin able to get in front of the 9 of Chase Elliott. Now we're trying to get by Eric Almirola.
Kyle Busch got really tight there in 1 and 2. That's a chance for Blaney and Bubba. Oh, they're going to get there. Look at Bubba trying to block Blaney into Kyle. Oh, and Blaney puts the bumper to Busch. Kyle Busch is going to snap. He's been getting hit all day. Ty Gibbs, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney. Yeah.
Whining and complaining about his car.
Yeah, they haven't had the best race. Yeah, that's what I just said. Kyle Busch tired of getting run over. Kyle Busch is showing a remarkable amount of patience for somebody who's been run into as much as he has today. Because he could have fucking shit-canned Blaney there. Uh-oh, here's the payback. Well, he chose not to. I thought he was just going to cross under him and hit him.
Got in front of the 18, and the 18 showed his displeasure. Got back into the bumper, but not enough. Not as quick right now as Blaney.
How's Harvick going to go from a 2-year winless streak to possible back-to-back wins?
23 weeks of frustration.
Kyle Busch not having a great year. Certainly not by his standards.
And Bubba steals one.
Bubba's top 10. One way or another, Bubba's going to find his ass in the top 10 in these races now. That's something he used to not do. But now it's just they deal with whatever they got, and then they wind up in the top 10 at the end of the day. So.
Well, it looks like, the team changed.
Oh, that worked for him and Bill. Big time. The swap for the 23 and the 20 was the best thing that could have happened. Because it benefited. Bubba's been on a hot streak ever since, and Bell won New Hampshire. Could have won last week, but he wrecked himself. A lot of guys could have won last week. Bubba, Bell, Chastain, Swire. There was like 10 cars that could have won Michigan.
Maybe it's the grinding off of the driver's side shoe.
Yeah, just Logano actually has the speed to keep up this week. Hamlin and Briscoe have history, so always watch closely when they're going to race. Busher fourth. There's a lot of guys that wish the regular season was just a little longer. Eric Jones, Bubba, and Busher, guys like that have gotten really good here lately, but it's too late.
We just need to make sure to get great cars for Chris Busher from this organization, and that's what they've been working on.
If I was Larson, I'd have to let Harvick go here.
Continues to get better.
I hate to say it. Larson's not going to let him go, but I'd have to consider it. Harvick's good enough to catch Logano, I think.
He goes where he's not. Get a little clean air under this car, back to that car, back to the rear of the car for downforce.
Truex still sucks today.
Started shift right there. Oh yeah.
Harvick to the bottom.
Shifting is the enemy of short track racing, but it's kind of what they have to do now with 5 gears and transaxles. I know. We have strayed so far from God's lot. Ty Gibbs had an engine failure, and Joey Logano is going to win.
Last run of the race, it's time to go. These guys are shifting, finding.
Just one more caution. Just give me one more.
I think didn't have the run before.
There's a lot of.
Got it back down. Strode away from all these guys.
Yeah.
And there's still a decent bit of racing.
There is a lot of hostility out there right now.
Speed built into that 22 junior.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's a short gap.
Every caution increases a chance for another one, and we've had 2 quick ones here. Starting to get spread out.
See if he's got the long run speed as well figured out as he tailed off there a little bit at the end of the last stage. But great battle here for second on back through the field right here. We're watching it.
Joey's got
Just a tenth of a second separating the 5 and the
Short
4.
run speed, yeah, but God, you just get out in clean air.
In third, Busher, Briscoe rounding out the top 5.
Because, like, Joey fell the fuck off at the end of stage 2, but it didn't make a difference. He was out front the whole time. I knew that last restart was just so fucking important, too. I think Larson raced at Knoxville last night, if I'm not mistaken. 17 minutes ago, Denny Hamlin's crew chief comes over the radio and does an announcer voice and says, "This caution was brought to you once again by the great Ross Chastain." Every time something happens, everybody's radio like, "Oh, fucking Ross." What is it with Ross and Joe Gibbs Racing, man?
I don't know. Quite the coincidence.
Like what this person said. All right, when KFB snaps, don't get y'all's feelings hurt. KFB. Ross Chastain accident counter. What the fuck happened? Larson's 6th all of a sudden. I look at the leaderboard. He was just struggling to stay in front of Harvick, and Harvick might have moved his ass out of the way. I don't know. Because he lost a few spots there.
Bristol?
Yeah.
Why not?
You can tell I've been on Twitter for a long time because I still follow a Carl Edwards parody Twitter account. Dude hasn't run a cup race in 6 years.
We take a look at the Toyota driver update.
Well, there's your Toyota driver update. They're all over each other. 4 of them right there.
Running 10th. Bubba Wallace in 11th. Christopher Bell 12th. Kyle Busch 4th or 13th. And you can throw a blanket over 10th, 11th, 12th.
Chase Elliott quietly 6th. Not bad for him at Richmond. I don't know what happened to Larson. I hope they show us what the hell happened to Larson. He lost 3 seconds in about 5 spots. Here we go. So Harvick must have passed him, and then he cut down across Hamlin. Hamlin clearly didn't hit him. It was Larson that cut across him. Hamlin got back in the gas sooner, and Larson didn't know he was there. I knew somebody had to have run into him for him to lose that much ground.
Losing more spots to his teammate Chase Elliott and the 10 of Eric Almirola. Now 12 with Blaney.
Now Harvick's pit crew's been really good all year. So even if this stays green, Harvick can gain ground on Joey.
Showing up front with Logano, Harvick, Buescher. Now Briscoe has dropped back.
But the Fords are really
Fighting
showing
still with Hamlin.
Yeah.
Top 4 positions
Hamlin and Chase.
held by Ford, and Denny trying to ruin that party.
Chevrolet just does not have a handle on Richmond.
Using every inch of this racetrack. I would have not guessed that was going to be what we saw today. I love it, man. It's great to see these cars. I know people love seeing night races here, but
Harvick's got it under 2
it's
seconds.
that wide where the temperatures are really cool on the track surface.
Right at 2 seconds now. A little under.
And this is the warmest day we've had here.
I'm with Junior. I was in favor of day races at Richmond, too, because if this was a night race, it'd be shitty.
To get this track where it's so slick that it is advantageous to start moving around.
I've said for about 7 years now, day races at Richmond are the way to go.
Larson's struggling here, losing more spots now to the 20th.
Larson's going to get lapped on this run. I almost guarantee it. If it stays green, Larson won't finish on the lead lap.
Man, that opportunity and hope is fading with every position he loses.
Blaney's fading as well.
Larson needs a caution.
Blaney and Larson.
Around a little bit.
Harvick cutting into that lead, like I said.
Yeah, he is.
That's why I was just wanting Larson to get the fuck out of his way.
If I had to choose,
I'm obviously going to cheer for Harvick.
I have to. There is one
I can
I believe
see.
everybody hates more than everybody.
people who watch my streams wouldn't believe this, but from about 2001 to say 2015, I was a Kevin Harvick fan. I always liked Harvick up until about 2015. Then again, 2015 made me hate a lot of people.
I didn't despise him until Bristol. That was it.
He had done a lot of things that just made me shake my head, and then Bristol and the whole deal with Chase last year, I'm just like, man, fuck this guy. Fucking hypocrite.
Joey
These guys
never
are
had a
probably
chance.
going to pit
Darwin
twice, or at least most of them will. So you would pit around lap 300.
Joey
Once you get
started
around
off
lap
fine.
350,
I used to feel bad for Joey back in the early days of his career. We always felt bad for Joey. Dude was getting bullied.
And then he proved how big of a piece of shit he is.
he's going to run out to like lap 325 and try to split it up in half.
The Harvick fandom came from just, I liked RCR and DEI, and Harvick got in the 3 car. They made it to 29 when he got in it.
I just like his no shit attitude.
Yeah.
His no fucks given attitude.
Yeah, and he crossed the line a lot back in the day when he was young, but I just, as he got older, it's like he got worse. He became a total hypocrite and two-faced as fuck. And God, he's real. I told Logano's car is definitely keeping consistent with how it looked at the end of the previous stage. Logano's good on the short run. He can rip that top on fresh tires, and then as the run goes on now, he's getting worse and worse. And Harvick's just better and better.
I just said Harvick has the car to beat him.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I
that
guess
simple.
that explains the Larson thing.
And like last week and this week, it's making me like Harvick again. So I'm like, I gotta give it to him. He's fucking turned it around on a dime. Goes almost 2 years without winning a race, and he wins last week, and he's probably about to win again today. You go from 2 years without a win to 2 in a row. I don't think anybody's ever done that, have they? I can't think of anybody. Correct me on that. No, him and Joey are cool now.
Harvick said it last week. Anybody that counted them out didn't know them very
surprised
well.
they're cool.
Ever since when Stuart Haas switched to Ford, they said that there was a conversation with Harvick and Joey of like, hey, shake hands, we're same team now.
It's hard to overcome it.
And they work together a lot at Daytona and Talladega.
Rodney Childers, that whole team, and you
So
start
Harvick and Joey's feud is ancient history.
become really dangerous to get some confidence back. That's a little bit better last 2 laps for Logano, able to run 80s to Harvick's 80s as well. Everybody's sort of running about 80s or 90s right here in the top 5, top 10.
Ty Dillon still on the lead lap through the chaos. 15th.
Kevin Harvick's last lap.
Logano is turning it up again, though.
That's funny to me when they started the race. They were like 20 or 25 minutes.
Yeah. You know, at Wilkesboro recently, they were like, yeah, we were running like 18s on fresh tires, and then late in the run, we're back to like 23-second laps. That's how much tires are eating up at North Wilkesboro right now. That's always good for racing, though. The crazy tire fall off. That's the only thing Michigan was missing. Like, Michigan was a great fucking race last week, but if the tires had worn just a little bit more, that race would have been really nuts. I think Bubba or somebody could have run Harvick down easier, or Hamlin would have had an easier time at the end of Michigan. I just don't think the tire fall off was enough.
That would be a dangerous proposition. The 4 car out of nowhere all of a sudden is the championship favorite with that kind of momentum.
Well, he's a 3-time winner here.
I don't think Chastain's dirty. I just think he's an idiot.
Stay up there and capture that.
What's Harvick's best racetrack?
I'm assuming Phoenix
Used to be.
from the mile.
Phoenix, yeah.
And what's the championship race? Phoenix. And what team won Phoenix earlier this year?
But can he get through?
Yeah, that's the thing. Briscoe won Phoenix. What team does he drive for?
Stewart.
What does Harvick drive? So you tell me. And Richmond is a track that a lot of teams look to be like, hey, if we're good at Richmond, we'll probably be good at Phoenix. It's a similar style. I'd say Gateway, New Hampshire, Richmond, and Phoenix. You can kind of gauge who's going to be good at Phoenix on those races. Blaney pitting. Yeah, fuck. Fee-fi, faux fuck.
I was getting happy there for a second.
But good call on Atlanta, because Atlanta before the repave, I mean, Harvick's unbelievable
I
there.
mean, he used to be
Yeah.
at Old Inn.
But Phoenix, though, god damn, dude.
I've seen him dominate.
For like a 4-year window, it was just who's going to finish second at Phoenix. The only guys that beat him at Phoenix were like Junior and I think Logano won one, maybe. But I know Junior won in 2015, but other than that, it was a Kevin Harvick show, buddy. Jimmy Johnson would give him hell, but Jimmy Johnson gave everybody hell. I love that Mobile 1 paint scheme he used to win in that car. That's a good sign. I said earlier, Harvick's picker's been on it this year. See how Joey's stop looks. Harvick's, I think they were wrong on Joey's because it looked like Joey's was like slightly longer.
They just need a little more rear lateral grip. They tried to give that to him on this pit stop.
Harvick's best track now is Michigan. He's won like what, 5 of the last 6 or something crazy at Michigan with different aero packages, different cars. It doesn't matter. Harvick seems to win Michigan every year now. Wow.
Okay.
Ah. Pretty much. If this runs a little bit longer, just a touch longer, and gets a yellow.
And the one is on pit road of Ross Chastain. The day that began so well. Qualified second, almost had his first career pole. The car has not been as it was earlier in the race.
Look at the left rear. I don't know if that's helping or hurting the left rear on Ross's car. If it was hurting, they'd probably try to push it in, wouldn't they? Well, there goes Ty Dillon's good day, and it was a good day for Ty Dillon. Harvick is even a little closer to Logano now, trying to unlap themselves around Denny Hamlin. The tire fall off so bad here, you can't try to get in the way. I like the 2 stops. Yeah, Denny's doing the opposite of what he did earlier this year. He's going to try to win the race on the other strategy now. So Bubba, Denny, Bill, and Truex are doing the same deal. I like the 2-stop strategy for Harvick and Logano. But all it takes is one stupid caution to throw that out the window.
To me, that remember, he pitted under that yellow. He had the freshest tires of the leaders. And I just have to ask myself, I mean, if he doesn't come in the next 4 or 5 laps, it tells me he's committed. He's going to go another 25 or 30 laps and only pick once.
Ray, why didn't you tell the waitress that you stole Gavin's pizza? I'm committed. That was his reaction. I'm committed. He's like, I've already gone too far. I got to keep this up.
That looks like my pizza. No.
Mine. Nice haircut. Nice pizza.
Look on the pile of Denny Hamlin. Other than Logano, Harvick, and Buescher, everyone else is down a lap to Denny. So they're warning, these crew chiefs are telling their drivers, hey.
I think we've all been in one of those situations like Ray, where you instantly know, oh shit, I made a mistake, but you're too embarrassed to admit it, so you just kind of like double down on it. He's like, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. That is a good graphic. NBC's so much better than Fox.
I don't know if that was the 11 or if he was talking about another car around him.
No, it's the 11, Steve. They're gonna
Got the hand out the window. That's the good giveaway.
What does that do for the math going forward? And understand, Denny
Yeah.
has one less set of fresh sticker tires than everybody else. So come to pit road this
He's due. Made it through the whole race so far without a penalty on the 11. They're due.
Twice, just these guys are going to break it up mathematically exactly what's best for their car, Marty.
It's like that episode of Off Topic when they're trying to do Millie's math homework, and they're all like,
Denny Hamlin now. He's got that last set of sticker tires.
oh, the tire is boom, rolls off on the track. Caution. Wouldn't that be a bitch? Logano's gapped Harvick a bit through the traffic. I don't like that.
Everybody will come one more time.
Come once. Briscoe's pitting again. I guess that fire's a little more serious than we thought.
I mean, that's what I've been thinking since I saw it.
Why does he got that hacking mini game from GTA Online on the side of his car?
That one sucks.
Try playing the fucking... We haven't done those special agent missions because there's that one with that hacking mini game that I just can't fucking figure out.
I wonder if it's a problem that Harvick might have. I love it when one manufacturer has a problem and they start talking about it. And then it is funny when like 3 Hendrick motors blow in the same day.
Or
and
it's
then
like
the last guy's like,
or it's like 3 Toyotas just have all kinds of mechanical issues, and you know you got Denny's like the last one left, and he's like, I don't know, guys.
Briscoe's good day is fucking ruined there. I mean, he's still running, but it cost him a lot of time. I saw a great clip of Mox and Brian when they were still in WWE. And somebody, I can't remember whose Twitter it was posted, but they said, look, I know Dean Ambrose had a rocky ride in WWE, but he had a lot of funny moments, and it was when Dean Ambrose is dressed like the Mountie. And he's like talking about how he's going to get after AJ Styles, and he's in the SmackDown office with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. And they're like, what are you doing? And he's dressed like the Mountie or whatever. And Shane's like, I'm done. And Shane leaves, and Daniel Bryan goes, Dean, what are you talking about? And Mox takes the sunglasses and goes, well, don't you know, the Mountie always gets his man. And Daniel Bryan is about to lose it. He's trying to keep a straight face, but he's like, he's trying to act like, oh God, but he's actually just like,
and
trying not to lose his mind.
Actor
he
anyway,
is.
So.
And Mox goes, the Mountie always gets his man. Daniel Bryan's like, fuck. It's so funny.
But that was the Mountie shtick, though.
Yeah,
that was
the Mountie always gets his man. And I'm like, I could tell Vince loved Dean Ambrose. He just didn't have a fucking clue what to do with him, but I could tell Vince loved him some Dean Ambrose. I believe Mox when he said in his interview, so I'm Vince McMahon's favorite wrestler. I'm like, I believe you.
I believe it. I believe it.
CM Punk said in 2014 that Dean Ambrose was his favorite wrestler. So you get Punk to say something good about you.
That means it's got to be true.
Yeah.
89 laps remaining in short track racing right here at Richmond. Watching NASCAR Cup Series.
I don't know if he's Stone Cold Steve Austin's favorite wrestler after that podcast, but
Harvick, Buescher, Chase Elliott, Almirola, they are the top 5. You're looking at the.
he's definitely not Brock Lesnar's favorite wrestler. We learned that.
We saw the fire under the 14 of Chase Briscoe, Steve. Think maybe some buildup of rubber.
Damn.
Just caught on fire.
Well, I'm not exactly
Don't you
sure.
hate when your
can see
rubber
all the way
catches
up
on
into the
fire?
side window, right?
Too much friction.
That's your fire inside that rocker box.
God damn.
We had saw this in
Yeah, get the leaf
Indianapolis.
blower in there to blow
With
the
some
smoke out or it'll
contact,
choke.
the exhaust pipe in. Both, I think it was Joey Logano had it after the race.
Harvick is still
During
under
the
a second.
race.
That's all you
Here's
need. They're
another
going to pit
car
at
with a
least
little
one more
bit of a
time.
random fire. They made some updates to the exhaust pipe.
They're on the
to try
two-stop
to
strategy.
prevent this. I don't know if it's the same issue or not. For Chris Buescher, it was this contact right here that kind of
Back at
knocked the
Indy.
exhaust in, and then that
There's
exhaust
Ross
catches
again.
on
What do you know?
fire with a piece of the carbon
It's just
fiber.
at the
So,
center of everything.
it doesn't look the same to me
Man,
on the
Bubba's
first
car
look
from
as
Indy
far
made
as,
me want some orange
power
Twizzlers.
burning, but the results are the
But I
same.
will not.
I'm sure NASCAR's going to have a real look at this 14 car after the race. And try
Guys
to
are going to come in
understand
here and I'm
what
going to
it
be
is,
shoving
'cause
a
it just
bag
seems
of orange Twizzlers down the front of my
frustrating
pants. Like, oh, hey guys, how you
They'll
doing?
have to hit a second time to put a fire on. Now,
Like
if
Ben
it's
Stiller in
down,
Dodgeball
if
with the
they
piece of
have their own
pizza.
power on something of their own doing, well, that's a different story. But if this is just unlucky piece of rubber ending up in a spot on the car that catches on fire,
Once again, just like Michigan, Harvick needs a long run, and I think he's going to get it.
Shrouding or some screening, I'm sure NASCAR will look at it. Parker.
A long run, they got to execute on pit road.
They believe it was that rubber buildup in there somehow getting caught in that.
If he doesn't, I'm going to post the gif of Jim Carrey from Liar
So
Liar
there are some vents
when the
in that
chick
rubber
admits on the
box.
tape that she's fucking somebody other than her husband, and he just goes,
The screen can only be a certain
how do we know that the voice on that tape is not Mr. Cole himself? Oh, you're such a better lover than my husband. And he just goes, I object, Your Honor. Why? Because it's devastating to my case. Overruled. Good call.
Separating Blaney and Truex for that final spot in the playoffs. Again,
Kurt's
7
still
drivers
in.
are
Did you
locked
ever not
in.
make it?
There will be some more that will
I didn't
lock
watch
themselves
that
in
movie.
after this race.
Yeah.
2 races remaining until the playoffs get underway. Again, watch
Anything else?
next
I
week.
have unpaid
We'll call
parking
that one
tickets.
Radio Style and Daytona, the season-ending race.
I got to pretend that it's pre-2015. Go Harvick.
The stage points. In both stages,
But pre-2015, I didn't hate Logano quite as much.
No,
Quite as much.
because he hadn't really.
He had kind of shown his ass, and I wasn't a fan, but I
But
didn't.
he hadn't gone over the line.
The Matt Kenseth thing pushed me over the edge on Logano.
How many times have we seen these two guys go at it? They are both experts at trying to take each other's line away, trying to make it as difficult as possible.
Junior Renault, he raced with both of them enough.
Logano's kind of like the new Ryan Newman of the
He
next
really is.
making it as wide as possible late in the race.
Shout out to Ryan Newman. He won the modified race at North Wilkesboro.
Go Newman.
I think it was 2 weeks ago now.
Continuing to shift.
Just run steady. You're right there with him. You could beat him in the pits.
Just simply looking, trying to understand where it is that he has an advantage.
You're close enough to beat him not in the pits, but if you stay that close and nail a pit stop, you're good. God, that run off of 4. Joey drives more out of the mirror than he does his windshield, you know. I'm surprised. I was surprised to see Joey offline from Harvick there. Tight. A little tight. Good corner for Logano, but Harvick still carries a good run off.
That's in the picture now, 2 seconds back. Chris Buescher.
That'd be the dream scenarios if Chris Buescher gets up here and steals it.
And then wins Watkins Glen.
That's only the first time this year we said that. Chris has had a couple of great runs. Awesome finish out in Sonoma.
Buescher's close enough to make this happen. Here we go again. We got another fucked up scenario coming up here if this happens.
The front two trying to work really hard to get around each other.
Buescher's going to need some help if he's going to do it.
Hopefully he'll be able to get around one of them quick enough to stay with whoever gets away here. He's gaining on both of them right now. Logano's car gets worse every run the longer it goes. Harvick's getting better, but he's being held up by Logano, and Buescher's fast.
So what Buescher needs, he needs them to race.
Buescher trying to get Keselowski his first win as a car owner.
Yesterday we were awful, and we took the 20 minutes we had, and we made the most of it, made major changes, did a little better in qualifying, and then adjusted what we could for the race. What a turnaround for this group.
See, once again, you got another Richmond race that it wasn't bad, but it wasn't the most thrilling. And now, look, you're going to have a 3-car fight for the win. So people will come out going, hey, that was a pretty good race. I kind of don't want to see a caution. I want to see this play out.
I think this has been better than what I thought.
It's better than the spring race. Still don't need to come here twice a year, though.
I think this is the right idea. Whatever they've done today is the right idea.
I just think it's hotter. That made a difference. It's hotter than it was in April.
Yeah, well, that's what the 11 of Denny Hamlin is trying to use a little bit fresher tires.
Buescher's got that shit down to almost a second. I love it. I love it.
Chase Elliott, so Hamlin has closed that gap down now to about 5 seconds. The problem
Yeah, if Chris Buescher wins, that knocks Blaney out.
where's he got to go, right? The 9's in front
And then if Blaney still wins, then you've got a problem because you're going to have 17 winners, and whoever's the lowest in points of the winners, which would be Kurt Busch at this point
fresher tires.
because he's missed so many races. So, yeah, Kurt Busch is actually sitting at home right now in trouble.
And the 2-second gap to Buescher is now 1.2. He's ran some pretty good laps here the last couple of times by.
I love this. I love it.
See Harvick just keeps trying to make outside work.
Buescher's a coming.
Buescher needs to beat them to pit road by at least a lap or two. That'd really put it over the edge. You're on this 2-stop strategy. Be aggressive because everybody's going to be vulnerable when they have to pit that extra time.
It's crazy, too. Buescher was a half-second slower on his pit stop than both.
Yeah.
And he's freaking flying now.
Hamlin and Chase,
Car lengths separate
4th and 5th.
top 2, and then you see Denny Hamlin working on the high side to get by Chase Elliott, so he takes that spot away. Up to 4th goes Denny Hamlin. A little
I wouldn't radio to Blaney right now and say, the 17 might win. I wouldn't even tell him.
bit later.
I'd hate to be the one to break the news to Blaney after the race. Be like, the 17 just won.
Hey, look at that. Clear track. You got to go. You got fresh tires, no traffic. You got to get past this 9 right here, get back into your rhythm, and get back to making time up on the leaders. The problem he has is the 47, who has even fresher tires, is now to his outside. So, once again, the traffic is what makes all these strategies work or don't work. That's why they're so hard to predict. You just don't know where
You win $48 if Logano wins. Well, I hate to root against you, but I'm rooting against you.
So even though he was able to get by Hamlin there,
I want Buescher or Almirola to win, but I'll take Harvick over Logano.
only 15 on the lead lap.
Damn, Logano's car took off there.
Final car on the lead lap.
Let's simply watch this 22 car as we ride on the nose of Harvick's car. See what this 22 does down
Chris is like, I win 0 if anyone wins. Same. I got Bell, but he's 7th.
That's 22 Logano talking on the radio there. Harvick almost to the outside.
Less than a second.
Do you think because it's gotten cloudy now, is that changing anything?
22 Logano.
Should.
Closer
It
than
definitely
Logano.
could affect somebody. Maybe that's what's made Buescher faster.
Right
Here we go.
Can he get there?
Got to go to the bottom. It's going to be harder to make the pass on the bottom. He didn't want to take it. He didn't want to take it because he knows.
Says he wants to hide.
Damn.
For the lead,
Hope it sticks. That looks awfully tight to me. Crossover. Not quite.
Harvick's not there enough.
And Busher probably gained 2/10 off of that right there. Get there, Harvick. Logano's tight in 4. It's the second lap in a row. That's setting Harvick up to get these big runs.
He needs a little bit more.
Take it to the inside this time.
Keep it inside, but Joey gets such a run on the top.
Joey's still good on the top, even late in the run.
Harvick's there.
Chris Busher's just eating this up. There he is.
Harvick just, he needs a little bit
A
more.
little more.
A little more.
He's got clean air on his nose. I just knocked my mouse off like I done. Oh, it was my remote.
68.
Come on, Happy. You need a little bit more.
Junior's right. Logano doesn't care if Harvick goes to the inside because it's so harder to pass down there. Nice run. This is it. This is it. Harvick's got it now.
You gotta go, dude.
He's got it.
Get it.
This is the winning move right here.
Can he get it to
Yep.
stick?
Yep. Right here.
And clears.
Ricky on fresher tires laps down. Good pass, Harvick. I knew it was probably going to have to happen on the outside. A more aggressive driver would have sent it in on the bottom and used him up, but Harvick's smarter than that. And now Logano is going to pretty much for the second week in a row guarantee that Harvick wins because he's going to just railroad Busher here like he did Bubba last week. So now it's going to be pit road. Harvick's got the lead, but who's going to be better on pit road? Finally, a pass made for the lead. Finally got around that son of a bitch. And I stand by what I said like 150 laps ago when I said I don't think Logano's going to win this race. I don't think he will. It's about time for a fuck you, I was right moment, as long as Harvick holds it here and the pit crew doesn't mess it up. And Harvick doesn't speed or whatever. I think Kyle Busch is a little too far back to get to Logano, but say already Busher got to Logano and he's fucking feeling the consequences of it. Harvick driving away. As long as it's not Logano, I'm happy with it. Tight in turn 4 is what cost Logano this race. Tight in turn 4 because that's how Harvick got to his outside going into 1 to make the pass. And then carried it through 3 and 4 the next time around. Oh, now lap traffic is just killing Joey.
Oh, Corey about spun out.
Yeah. Both the Spire cars about wrecked. Balicki or whoever's driving the 77 today almost took out Truex a little while ago.
Corey almost gave it to Busher. Almost. God, Joey.
3 wide with lap cars. Busher going to the outside, doing the right thing.
Let Denny catch him.
Yeah, Denny's in the mix now. Denny's going to pass Busher. Dude, this is a Busher's pitting. Good call, Busher. Good job. That's the right strategy. Whoever told him that. We're losing ground. We're not going to pass it. Beat him to pit road. We'll short pit him.
This is the winning move.
That could be the winning move right there. Depends on how long Harvick and Logano want to run it. I don't know if they'll run much longer now that Busher pitted. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Harvick pitted. So that cancels out Busher's move. Unless Harvick just has a terrible pit stop. Logano pitted too.
Yeah, so he forced them to
Forced their hand, yeah.
a caution, which is destroying.
Hamlin wants a caution because Hamlin's going to run longer than any of these guys.
I know, but it would just, it would literally be Thanos with all the things. That would just be
Yep. Everybody, and Busher brought everybody to pit road.
up and down day since that spin we saw from Kyle Busch. He just has not been able to get the handle, especially late in the run on his 18 car. At times it's been too loose and hard to get the throttle down. Other times it just doesn't have the front.
That brown M&M is looking at me and turning me on. I'm kidding.
It's the glasses.
All cars making their way to pit road. While they're doing that, that puts Denny Hamlin out in front.
Bradley Ross Chastain, the next one to make the move here. Can this Chevrolet make something out of a day that has gone the wrong direction? He'll take on Ford at the end here. He's got stickers left to do it. And with 56 laps to go, get the most of the good out of it again, Parker.
Probably not much.
Also on pit road here, just trying to let that drive off layer the run as he pulls away with more Goodyear tires.
So the interesting
Now,
conversation now is we see
Harvick's unlapped himself.
Hamlin with the newer tires for Harvick.
Hamlin and Bell.
Say he needs to pit about lap 352. That's about 8 laps. But Dave was letting us know that would be the last set of Goodyear tires for Hamlin. You get a late yellow, you don't have tires to put on. You have no choice. So while
I think they got to run long here, like they said, just in case there's a caution.
Could say, you know what? We're gonna just continue to run.
Well, 6 away, Steve.
So they are gonna put it, and that's their last set, right, Dave?
That is correct.
So now the problem the 11 has is this is their strategy. That's great, but then if the caution comes out, other leaders have a set of tires. It's going to be a real bad deal for the 11 unless he has a set of scuffs down there from earlier in the race or from qualifying.
Yeah, one thing in all this sequence right here, you see Chris Buescher going around Denny Hamlin with fresher tires, but you also got around.
Buescher's going to be in front of Logano. That's big.
In that sequence, 17. Look at the gap.
Where's Harvick compared to Buescher? Yeah, Buescher might have a shot at running down Harvick, maybe.
As you mentioned, the drivers that
Logano's got to be sick. They had this race in the bag all day long and lost it.
they have both unlapped themselves. Logano would be the next one.
Larson to pit road.
We see Larson now on pit road.
Larson was really slow down the back straightaway.
Okay.
Gives up 5th position to come down pit road now. This
So if a caution comes out now, Harvick, Buescher, and Logano are back on the lead lap.
adjustment here to make it better for Kyle.
Chase will be back on the lead lap next when he passes Hamlin.
Hasn't gone the way they planned it.
See how their stop goes.
I think Buescher's going to need a caution.
Marty Blaney's out there.
Yep, 52 to go. Rick final set of sticker tires for Ryan Blaney, and he has not had a lot of answers for Jonathan Hassler and that team as to what's happened with the handling of this race car and the drastic weather change here at Richmond as well. That might play a part in it. Mark Trick Jr. coming to pit road final set.
Whatever the weather did, it helped Buescher and Harvick, that's for sure.
Where they thought they would contend for the win. The handling has gotten better for the 19, but that brake check has been an issue all day long.
It's amazing. You can't just drive your car. You got to watch the weather channel, too. Put your crew chiefs for, but...
That's one thing I've always loved about NASCAR. There's a lot of science.
And it sounds like bullshit.
It does.
When I was younger, I didn't buy into the whole weather can't change. Oh, yes, it fucking can. Like a cloud can ruin your whole damn race.
Because it flips your
Yeah,
car.
yeah. Track temperature matters.
Yes, it
These
does.
two guys in the first and second position, once Hamlin and Christopher Bell.
I'd kill to see Buescher run him down and win this race.
Two separated right now by 1 second.
I'm just so happy it's not going to be Logano if it stays green.
Chris just getting through traffic a little bit better.
Probably more aggressive. I bet Buescher's going to run harder early in the run, and Harvick will have something left at the end. That's what I'm thinking.
Hamlin and Bell, they're going to have to pit soon.
Yeah, there's Hamlin.
Yep, exactly. And Bell,
Bell with him.
Yep, they
I
had
wish
to.
one of them would have run a little bit longer.
They had to.
Yeah.
Christopher
No
Bell
choice.
also has come to pit road.
So now everything cycles through again.
Yeah.
Parker.
And now it's just a matter of if it's going to stay green or not.
Billy Lee Bell back in the top 10.
Not going to get me any fucking money, though.
Hamlin's car was too tight on that run.
Slow stop for Hamlin. There it is. There's their bad pit stop for the day.
Yes.
The last stop of the day, they kill Hamlin on pit road.
Yes!
It could have been worse because, like they said, they saw that they didn't get the tire taut, but damn.
Was that easily left with a looked like the left front wheel nut off?
Well, it
I'm
looked
happy.
like Jackman dropped it on the left.
Harvick's got
rear.
just a second on
He
Buescher.
wasn't looking forward.
They don't. These guys, the timing is so quick on the single lug nut. They do
Yeah.
not look
Oh,
front
Brad,
and rear like
mirror
they usually
drive.
do. Once the tire, they're supposed to key
Be
on
a good
it,
car
to
owner.
the rear. When it's on, the jack drops. Luckily, Denny probably could see.
They probably
that
told
we had
Brad,
an
oh, the
issue on
17's in
front, so let's
second.
see as we come around.
Do with that what you will.
Left rear, at speed.
Yeah, just a little.
Jackman, see, look, the Jackman doesn't even look for it. Right heads up by the tire carrier and by the driver
Yep.
About that tire.
That tire, the Jackman and tire changer just saved their crew chief a 4-week vacation by not letting Hamlin leave the box.
No, that's the job. Okay. He's only looking at the rear. When the rear's
45 to go.
don't look back to the front.
Oh, yeah, Joey's a non-factor. Joey's going to be back with Chase before it's over with. So here's the deal. Harvick's leading. The next lap car in front of him is Keselowski, who was the car owner of the car in second. Racing politics at its finest. And ethics.
So what are you gonna do, Brad?
Brad's giving him the line for now. Come on, Brad, do something. That's going to make Harvick go nuts. Yeah, like Dylan said, Harvick saw this at Bristol last year. It was just Chase being a dick to Harvick and helping Larson because Harvick had run into Chase.
Brad going too wide.
Oh, man. Yeah, Brad's doing it. He wouldn't have done that if he wasn't trying.
He waited and then went too wide. That's funny.
You're going to get a fucking Chris Buescher win.
God.
Oh my God!
They're doing Stenhouse and Keselowski side by side in front of Harvick, and Buescher has almost pulled up to the bumper of Harvick.
They are screwing Harvick so bad.
Yes, they are.
Oh,
And Buescher's got to the outside.
Oh my God! This is amazing.
It's everything we wanted.
It's just Buescher doesn't have quite enough yet.
Not yet.
Good
He needs to be
run.
patient with it. Don't push it too hard early. Look at Harvick trying to get him out of the way.
God.
He's trying to root Brad out of the way. He did.
Oh my God!
Okay, he got through Brad, but look at the fucking speed he lost. Buescher's to Harvick's outside. Do it.
Oh my God!
Buescher's too loose. He's too loose on entry to one.
Where's Ricky?
But he's back in the gas.
Oh my God.
Harvick gave him just enough room. Stenhouse, move.
Stenhouse, you gotta move.
You gotta move.
Stenhouse.
Stenhouse.
Stenhouse. Oh my
Fucking A, Ricky. That cost Buescher the race.
Buescher's still faster.
He's a little faster, but damn, Stenhouse has fucked him over. And he's still
And they
hanging
kinda
on him.
fucked Harvick, too.
Yeah, they did. So.
God.
And Stenhouse, why is Stenhouse still being a dick? Get the fuck out of the way. You're already lapped. That's second place car you're racing like a dick. That was Buescher's chance. When he got to the outside there, that was it. I don't think he's going to get another shot like that.
Stenhouse is a fucking idiot, is what we learned from that.
I just think Buescher's a little too loose.
No, Buescher's faster. He's got this.
He's
5
faster,
laps.
but I think Harvick's car handles
5
better.
laps.
It depends on if Buescher can get a run.
He's close enough to do something.
He needs
so,
a run badly.
Harvick's got to catch a lapper at a bad time or something. Make a mistake, which is not very common for Kevin Harvick to do.
Things heating up front. You're watching NASCAR Cup Series.
Yeah, for real.
Presented by Toyota. Chris Buescher putting the pressure on Kevin
Harvick's car is so much better on the bottom than about anybody out there.
Second of race leader Harvick.
Yeah.
And now so
Buescher had his shot, and Stenhouse kind of fucked him.
And that's been an advantage for Chris
Come on, JJ.
so far. And Harvick
Junior had to stop himself from saying Christopher Buescher again like he did last week. He kept getting Bell and Buescher. Christopher Buescher, Chris Bell, Christopher
That
Buescher.
was so frustrating watching him getting hung up on lap traffic there.
Yeah,
Fresher
I think
tires
that's it,
for
guys.
the 5 of
Larson coming through on fresh tires. Look out.
Right now. So Larson's trying to unlap himself. That's why you're seeing the 5 close the gap on the 17.
We were so close.
Now, no cars between
So
the
close to
4 and the
greatness.
17.
For the second week in a row, so close to greatness.
Watching him run the bottom of this racetrack.
I ain't seen a car run the bottom as good as Harvick.
Put that left front tire right on the white line.
It's almost like Harvick at Atlanta, the way he was able to run the bottom in the past. He's doing the same. He's applying that same thing to Richmond, the way he used to run Atlanta.
And how about if Buescher ends up winning this race? That would be 6.
He's seriously doing it. That's how he told people how he ran Atlanta. He'd hit that left front tire on the paint around the yellow line. It would help the car turn, and nobody else could do it as steady as he did. He's doing the same thing at Richmond.
That's his goal, right? The 17th pathway in.
Chase Elliott's looking to get around Logano. Good luck with that.
Playoffs any other way, so it's a win or bust.
Harvick pulling away from Buescher, I'm sorry to tell you. Big run for Chase down the back.
Chase Elliott, another one of those drivers.
He's battling Logano now.
Yeah.
Logano, who had this race under control.
Yeah, I thought Logano had it in the bag.
Drivers fighting for position.
35 to go.
Getting that 3rd spot away.
Still under a second.
35 laps to go. Logano trying to battle back on the outside.
Buescher, you see Buescher up the racetrack. It's really important right here for Chris Buescher not to panic.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do. But in trying to chase Harvick down, if
There's
you start
34 laps.
tires, if you start overdriving the entry, then you're not
Truex is ahead of Blaney. That's important.
big time. So a lot of distance
Not by
right now
much,
is
but
gonna be required, Dave.
Well, and I think some discipline to wait and then wait for the exit to work. But think how Chris Buescher's weekend started.
He's loose on entry, and Harvick's just gripping the bottom like nobody else.
When that happens, you have to elect a crew member to be ejected. Travis Peterson, the engineer, was sent home. And so with that in mind, they went forward.
Buescher's never had a top 10 at Richmond before.
Well here, could get the win, the 16th of the year. Different driver, Marty.
Yeah, that would be incredible, Dave. And I go back
Kill to have that Buescher win this race.
Kevin Harvick told you, Jeff, you have to be so patient, even for a veteran driver, a former champion, not to get back to the gas too quickly here. Richmond, you'll burn up your rear tires. Harvick has been so good on the long runs, and even for a guy like him, staying disciplined behind the wheel. It's fun to watch this battle. Buescher catching him. Can Harvick hang on?
You know, Harvick, you're probably not going to get the mistake from Harvick.
Yeah, that's what I just said. He ain't going to fuck this up. Somebody's going to have to fuck him over, or there's going to have to be a caution or something. Or Buescher's just going to have to find some speed he didn't know he had. He's not going to give it away. If Jimmy Johnson was running second, I'd say Harvick would have a better shot at giving it away. He gave a lot away to Jimmy Johnson. I swear.
I'm sorry, Dale. I was going to say the issue for the 4 of Kevin Harvick is the next car in front of him, right? That 23 is the last car in the lead lap, so I don't think he's going to be as easy to pass.
Bubba's hard to lap. We saw it at Darlington last year. Remember Darlington last year, we saw Bubba bust his ass for 15 laps to stay in front of Truex to stay on the lead lap to end the stage.
Will be even more so on the defense for anything like that to happen again. He will not present Chris
I like that
Buescher
Buescher's not losing ground. He's not gaining really, but he's not losing.
Come to 29.
Yeah, Chris has good speed, though. He's been able to break.
Did Junior just call Harvick the 29?
Harvick's not really driving away from him.
What year is it?
Oh,
He just called Harvick the 29. That's that fucking Junior CTE called Harvick the 29. I'd say Junior, he just called Harvick the 29. What year are we in? Come on, Buescher. It's a credit to Buescher that he's even able to hang with somebody like Harvick. We've never seen Buescher do this in Cup. We have not. And he's matching Harvick and Logano and all these guys today. Me too. Buescher's been in Cup for a while now, but we ain't seen something like this out of him. Not this late in a race.
This gives me the fucking Amarillo, New Hampshire vibes. Where it's like,
Yeah.
Bottom of the racetrack.
what the fuck is going on?
See it right
Yeah.
there? He just goes up there. He's watching in the mirror. He's getting information from his
Alright,
spotter as
Bubba.
well. And he,
What
once
are you
in a while,
gonna
he
do?
goes up there.
Is
and
Bubba going to be a pain in the ass, or is he going to lay over?
Half a second, still the gap.
Not as much as Keselowski was trying to be.
Oh, that was
Kinda
epic.
has to
That
now
was
because
awesome.
The 23, like you said, is trying to stay on the lead lap, and that's.
They've told Bubba, Harvick's fast on the bottom. What did Bubba do? He held the fucking bottom there for 1 and 2.
He's
too tight. But Suarez is there too, and he's not easy to pass either. 26 to go. A lot of time left.
6 laps to go.
99's holding up 23. Ooh, Harvick's going to get really tight here. You see that? I knew that was going to happen. Bad corner for Harvick, but he's going to get a run to get around Bubba. Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh,
Ooh, loose. A little loose.
stuck it.
Bubba's fucking rear tires spun when he tried to stay in the gas.
So important to make that pass, because if you get hung up underneath him, then that allows Chris Buescher to come. That's why you saw Harvick.
He'll fucking lay over now. Let's.
It allows Chris Buescher to come.
The leader that always catches the shit. The second place guy's like, oh, okay, I'm already lapped. Fuck it.
As he tries to work his way around Bubba Wallace now.
All right, Suarez, what are you going to
Buescher is just searching.
Putting into search, you know, sometimes
Yeah, he's just looking for something.
Tunnel vision to be stuck.
All right,
He is anything
Suarez.
but stuck. Now it hasn't seemed to
What are you
provide
gonna
any
do?
fruit right away, but maybe he's at least up
Take
there
Harvick's fucking bottom line away is what he did.
Go, Kevin Harvick showed
Yeah, Buescher's having a hard time getting around. Bubba's not doing anything. He's giving Buescher the line he wants, but Buescher just can't get around him.
Rodney Childers.
I think Buescher's running too high.
Suarez might be giving Harvick hell, and I ain't even paying.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Now he's giving Harvick the top. Harvick should blow right by him here.
Himself right in position to win another championship. He and daughter Piper were able to grab the checkered flag and celebrate together.
And that's it.
Yeah, Michael, I'd like to see a caution at this point. I don't think Buescher's going to get this done. Buescher's lost ground. That really high line he ran just isn't doing enough. Christopher Buescher. Yeah.
Buescher's gonna get a little pressure now.
We're probably going to need a caution at this point.
Really irritated.
Yeah, just gotta. That's a great point, Rick.
Buescher's in a
That's
bad
his
spot.
ability to do everything he wants to
Damn,
do.
we're in a tight spot.
Drive a little bit out of both ends of the race car.
What movie is
He
that from?
wants to drive in high and come off low. You can't really do those things because the five's
I think we watched it in English. Damn, we're in a tight spot. Oh, brother, where art thou? Damn, we're in a tight spot. I don't know how they kept a straight face filming that scene with George Clooney. Just kept going, damn, we're in a tight spot. I'd have lost my shit. Buscher's lost half a second to Harvick in the last 2 laps. Need a caution. 20 to go. Yeah, and if there's a caution, Michael, you just mentioned Chase, who's third. Bell is fourth. Hell, I'd like to see a caution. Where's my money? I'm in fourth. So Buscher's going to have to live with a second at Sonoma and a second at Richmond. That's harsh. Tell the Boomers Bubba's better than Larson because Bubba's in front of Larson. Bubba's 13th, Larson's 14th. My money's passing Michael's money. Hell yeah, let's get a yellow here. Let's see what happens. We're not going to get one, but it'd be nice.
Going forward, a lot of times, you know, like a coach coming into a new team, they try to mold it, right? Bring in their own guys to help sort of be the assistants and so forth. And
we don't have
you wonder what Brad might want to do with this organization.
The spring race last year had a late caution with like 4 to go, or whatever it was. And ironically, it was Harvick blowing the tire. And it gave Bowman a chance to steal it.
Right now, this great run.
Yeah, Junior, the 17, a great story, obviously.
It sucks because as great as their race is, it don't mean shit if they don't win.
But you have to look in front of him and say, what a transformation the 4 team has made. Marty running up front after winning a week ago and now almost looking dominant.
See, I keep thinking there's going to be a caution because the odds of winning back-to-back Cup races, it doesn't happen that often. So it's like the odds are against Harvick here that he'd win this. He's clearly gonna, but if there's a caution, who knows?
They have given Kevin Harvick daylight, and here he is in the month of August.
They've given Kevin Harvick. I'm over here like, oh my God.
You win and you find your way in the playoffs. Rodney Childers told me this week.
Penalty. They put tape on 250 laps ago. It's not supposed to be
Driving
on
looser, Kevin driving looser today. And man, if they could pull off back-to-back wins, that's going to change what happens over those final 2 races dramatically.
Or as Jeff Gordon would say, dramatically.
So important in every sport, and right now it seems like the 4 team has it. 15 laps to go, coming up on 14 to go. Rodney Childers, that right there. Rodney
The
Childers
clock is ticking.
could be jumping out of an airplane right now, and he's going to have the exact same emotion on his face that he has.
So you're saying he's the Paul Menard of crew chiefs, only way more successful.
For potentially back-to-back wins for this team. Ding.
And as we go further through the field, let's look back to Chris Buescher and his 1 career win.
I love that. I love that meme of Bill Belichick, and he's just like, and it says, "Let's party." That's Paul Menard. Let's party. Oh, to get a yellow now.
12 laps later than your leader, Harvick, is Christopher Bell in that 20 car. He's consistent and fast and just made up.
So I wasn't far off on my pick. It's going to end up 3rd.
He has enough time to get to Harvick, but he's flying right now. One of the cars he passed on his way.
Too bad he's only got 12 laps to go.
Chase Elliott, who's recovered from a day where it seemed like they stalled out once they got to the top 10. He's admitted this is not one of
Truex 8th, Blaney 10th, if you're watching that battle. Get us the caution we didn't get at Michigan last week that we wanted. Yeah, Ross Chastain, do something. No wonder I like him so much. He's always good for a caution. Oh, poor Joey's not even going to get a top 5 now. Yeah.
Definitely not.
I think Buscher's going to be lucky to finish 2nd as fast as Buescher is. 10 to go. Bell's only a second off of Busher.
They too thought they would be one of the teams to beat this afternoon. That brake shake issue was
I got so cloudy the lights are on.
gotten better, but they cannot get that track position, Parker.
And his teammate Kyle Busch here in 9th position. I'm not even sure how to describe this day. From spinning out to having ill-handling cars.
Yeah, Busher's not even going to finish second now.
He now finishes 9th, and I'd say after the day they had, that's a good day.
Ryan Blaney sits in the 10th position here with 9 to go, Parker. And overall, the sum of the day, he will gain points on Martin Truex Jr. Not happy with the handling.
He'll gain points and get a repeat winner if Harvick, Bell, Hamlin, or Elliott wins.
Big picture, what they needed on the 12 team.
8 laps to go. Bell has closed down to 2.2 seconds.
Not enough time, goddammit. Bell's so fast, I should win money.
Faster on the racetrack. He's continued to put down the fastest.
Sometimes you just wonder, where the fuck do these guys get this speed from that they didn't have earlier?
Oh, Russell must spun out.
He's got to have a lot of help, but he got it right there. He's able to get by 3 cars in 1 corner.
And Busher still ain't got around Bubba. And I know Bubba's giving him his line.
I definitely think it's realistic for him to get around to 17 of Busher, but yeah, I don't know if he can catch Harvick. Not enough time, only 6 laps to go here, 2 seconds to catch him.
God damn it. I'd win money if there was just a few more laps. If this was the fat 410, I'd win a little money.
A few laps. He'd have to add something like that. It's pretty clean traffic in front of Harvick.
It's 2 seconds that he's
Son of a bitch. We're always this close.
half a second behind the 17 of Busher. Busher
And now
was
Busher
pressuring the 4
Yeah.
early for the lead.
It was like, oh, somebody's
back now. 1.6 seconds separate the top.
Even if there were 10 more laps, this is where Bell would lose out on his chance trying to get around Busher.
Already to the back bumper now of Busher.
Busher, let him go, please.
Try to split the middle right here.
Busher's loose again on corner entry. He's just too loose. The speed Bell has through the center, I haven't seen that all day from anybody, especially this late in the run. And there's only 4 fucking laps to go this time.
7 seconds.
Son of a
Separating
bitch.
The top 2 now as Bell has moved to second.
Not enough time.
Chase down Kevin Harvick. 4 laps to go.
4 to go. Gonna have to gain like a half a second a lap.
Time to get there, but it's been an
Ain't gonna do it.
impressive drive for this
He's gonna
25
gain, but he ain't gonna gain no half a second a lap.
Things were going well early in the race, and then he started losing a lot of positions.
Move, Cindric.
Oh, he needed
Cindric!
Cindric right there. He did not expect Cindric to
It was
get
a
off the
long
racetrack.
shot for this to happen anyway, so
3 laps to go.
3 to go. Son of a bitch, please, someone.
Gap 1.6
Please.
under 3 laps.
I beg you. Stop it, please, I beg you.
Guys here side by side in front of him. He definitely doesn't want to give up a big chunk in this set of corners. Right?
Keep it out here.
Where can he get by?
I gotta go here.
Come on, 34, go to the inside. Go to the inside.
No cars in between
Son of a
the top
bitch.
2.
We're gonna be so fucking close.
Half a second.
God damn it. He gained a half a second that lap. Remember I said he had to gain a half a second a lap.
Harvick not able to completely clear the
Fuck.
42.
That's it.
It's slowed him down a little more.
White
The
flag.
20.
Damn it.
Striking distance. Now, 1 lap to go. Presented by
No, 1 lap to go. Fuck my life, dude. We were so close.
Kevin Harvick. No traffic.
The sound was me kicking the floor just now when I realized I wasn't going to fucking win.
Close the gap. He's within 5 car lengths of Kevin Harvick.
Get me this fucking close and take it away from me.
Bell.
He didn't do the
Just
Larson.
not enough time. Kevin
I hate NASCAR.
goes back to back.
You know, that they owed
Harvick wins.
Stole the fucking Bushy McBush race from him.
Really? We got that close, didn't we?
Career win.
We sure did.
Harvick. As you see Bell come up behind him.
Harvick goes back to back,
Close.
and I was like one. I fucked 10 laps. I literally just needed 1. I said I needed 10. I needed 1. I needed the fat 401, not the fat 400.
Yeah, great job, guys. Way to adjust on that thing from the beginning.
I sounded like Brody and Mallrats. Son of a bitch!
Kevin Harvick won here the last time back in 2013. It's been 9 years since Kevin Harvick has won.
Yeah, I remember that race because Juan Montoya was going to win it until Brian Vickers brought out a caution that we couldn't get today.
Getting a win. Harvick now his 4th time that he has won here at Richmond.
That was real.
I'm very surprised.
Very dangerous drivers. You don't want to give them
I
momentum
feel
too.
like deja vu.
2 in a row for Harvick. 2 years without a win, and then wins back-to-back.
I would say this would be one of the more unexpected things that we.
I'm just frustrated because I should have won money.
In 2022 after Harvick had such an incredible
When
track
Gilliland and Ty Dillon got side by side in front of him, I was like,
last week,
ooh.
win at Michigan, and now he goes back to
Just a
back.
little more hesitation from him.
Because Bill was going balls to the wall, buddy. He was sending it. I know. I was like, please go to the inside of fucking Ty Dillon, please. Yeah, you're right. Hamlin was 2 seconds ahead of Bill before Hamlin had his penalty. So was Hamlin going to be faster? I don't think. Bill was clearly just faster than everybody. Just not enough laps. Fuck. Once again, a good Richmond race that sneaks up on you. That's the new trend at Richmond. So close to so many good things happening there.
As the smoke clears,
Well, I'm not his fans.
Kevin Harvick at 46 years old.
Yeah, they are.
Back to back.
Out as a 60-time winner.
60 wins. He's 16 wins away from Earnhardt. A couple weeks ago, he was below the cut line. And then he wins. And it's like, well, he's still not guaranteed to be in. You win 2, you're locked in. So.
Last week he celebrated with his daughter Piper. Today he gets to celebrate with his crew here in front of the Richmond fans at the start-finish line. Wow, Kevin Harvick in victory lane for the second week in a row. I mean, in all honesty, did you see back-to-back wins coming from this?
That top 10 is pretty weird.
If you doubt us, you don't.
Oh, yeah, now Harvick will take his helmet off. Didn't at Bristol last year.
You know, I didn't know. It's like I said last week. I mean, the cars have
Good
been running
race.
good week in and week out, and you see that we have a lot better understanding of what's going on with how we did adjusted on the car after the first run, and we're able to get our car handling a lot better. And I think as it got dark, the racetrack really came to our Mobile 1 Ford Mustang. So just got to thank Mobile.
So he'd be in favor of night races at Richmond instead of day races.
Morton Buildings, Easy Go, everybody who helps at Stewart Haas.
That cloud cover killed Logano.
Maybe a good thing it wasn't 401. Did you see Christopher Bell coming, and were you getting a little bit worried there?
Well, I knew he was coming, but I forgot to shift down the front straightaway the last time. I was not paying
Harvick
attention.
made a
He got closer
mistake.
than he should have. So I made a mistake there. A couple laps doing the same thing.
Like at Charlotte on the road course last year when he was scared to chase Elliott and wrecked himself because he knew Chase was about to dump him.
So, Kevin, with this level of momentum for you and the 4 team, how dangerous can this team be in the playoffs?
We're just going to keep doing the things that we're doing, right? I think we just have to, just keep an open mind about things and keep progressing and keep understanding the car.
There's always post-race. Michael, if Harvick fails post-race and Bill wins, do I still get my money? I heard, though, that, like, they give if you had betted on Hamlin at Pocono, you'd have still got your money, but they also would give the money to the Chase Elliott bettors. Is that how that works? I don't know. I don't think that's how it works, but I'm clinging to anything right now. What the fuck is Ruoff? Poor Ty Gibbs. Actually, wow, I feel sorry for Ty Gibbs. Littering. Piece of shit. No. You guys remember the time at Richmond the water sprinklers came on and had to throw a caution? Yeah, they forgot to turn the sprinklers off for the infield grass and they came on in the middle of the race. I got close. What a journey it was to get there. I went from being a lap down to spinning out to fucking should have won the race.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know what's going to happen. That's why it's so hard to bet. That'd be a good time to get it. I'm gonna be really jealous of that one. I got the shirt from that. Are you talking about you got the Talladega? Yeah.
Talladega one. It's the only one I ordered autographed.
Damn.
Would be a hard one to get to. Junior, guys like that.
I got my Josh Berry autograph over there. But... Oh, fun fact: when Junior and Josh Berry tested those late models at Wilkesboro, Junior was faster. And fucking Josh Berry is like one of the best late model racers in the country, and Junior in his first laps on a late model like 20 years was faster than Josh Berry. So I'm like, there you go. I don't think Junior stands a chance in hell of winning at North Wilkesboro because those fucking late model guys are insane and they do the shit every week, and those cars have been the same for like 30 years. So there ain't no fucking advantage to get. And like I said, those guys race them every. There's people that only do that. Josh Berry used to be one of those guys. Josh Berry was never going to come to NASCAR. He was going to race late models forever. And then Junior found him and got him to NASCAR. So I don't think Junior has a chance at Wilkesboro, but I was happy to see that he was faster than Josh Berry. That's a big deal. Coming next week? Mm-hmm. All right. I'll see y'all next week.
That's coming up next.
Oh, man, I'm so mad, guys. We were so close.
All smiles for Happy Harvick once again.
I'd have been smiling if we had just one more lap. Maybe two, just to be sure. 2 laps, just to be sure. The FAP 402. Bubba finished 13th. That's decent, considering the day they had.
12-lap newer tires on that run.
God damn it, Bill.
It came down to maybe just needing a corner more, Christopher Bell, to get the win. What more did you need on that run to beat Kim Harvick?
Yeah, I don't know. I got held up a little bit there on the front side. And I guess when you're splitting hairs like that, that probably cost me the race. But, man, that's 2 races in a row here at Richmond at the beginning of the year.
Cindric finished 12th.
Barely missed 5th.
He snuck up on us.
It was the win. But really, really proud of Adam Stevens, this entire 20 group. The Ream Camry didn't feel very good at the beginning, and we had our fair share of troubles. And pit crew really came through at the end there with some blazing stops and allowed us to get in front of the 11.
The Dillon boys finished 16th and 17th.
Those troubles, you spun out.
That was a good race. I enjoyed myself today. What'd y'all think? I thought it was a good race.
What were you looking at there? Yeah, I fenced it early on whenever I was running really high, so I was just looking at that. But definitely an eventful day. Richmond has been a place that's been so good to me. Very thankful for the opportunity to be at Joe Gibbs Racing for the win like that. So hopefully we can carry this momentum forward.
Great comeback for Christopher Bell in this 20 team. Third for Chris Buescher today, but it was
Chris Buescher thick, boy. Goddamn.
How close were you?
Really close. Everyone on our Fastenal Mustang did such a tremendous job overnight because we didn't know we were in this position yesterday, and didn't qualify real well, and everyone worked hard and had a fantastic race car today. So I think it's a little
Kevin
easy
got
with
the
this
tape.
format.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Third place doesn't matter, but it's nice to be close and to keep progressing and getting better as we've gotten through the summer. So really neat to finish here. Really proud of everybody. Just burning the rear tires up. Ultimately, that's on me. Lap traffic didn't do us any favors either, but
Stenhouse kind of fucked Buescher. He could have got in front of Harvick.
we can have a little better shot there.
And then Bell would have passed both of them.
Chris, tell us what you see from the inside.
I would have
because
won
we've been
money.
Watching this organization, some change this year and not great results, and then lately it's been like, okay, maybe they are here. What have you been seeing lately?
It's not really fair to just look at the results because the beginning of the year we didn't fire off as good as we thought. We didn't have the improvement, and it took us a few months, but we've had 3 or maybe 4 months now of really solid runs. Really good speed ever since Dover. Really, that we've been really close. We've had some bad luck, had some mistakes that I got to clean up. We've made progress through all of it. The results don't always show it. We were running really well at the 600, and we ended up upside down.
Right in front of me.
No doubt in my mind we could have competed for a win at the Indy Road Course, and we were on fire. We're making highlight reels for all the wrong reasons. So we've been fast in those processes, though. We just have to put it all together to show those results like we did here today.
You get a road course in Daytona coming up. What do you think?
I'm excited. I'm ready for the Glen.
All right, we'll see what happens.
He's going to be good at
Very
Watkins
good on
Glen.
the road courses this year. His next best opportunity.
And Joe Logano led 2
Oh, I love this.
laps in the 22 car, and then it started to go away in that last run. What happened there?
Yeah, I think just as the sun went down, Jack cooled off obviously and lost some turn on our car, and Kevin and some others got a lot better the last couple runs of the race. And when it was hot and slick, that was probably our strength with the Shell Penzo Mustang, and we had good turn. And then once it cooled off, we lost the turn, but we still weren't.
Nobody turned better on the bottom today than Harvick, and Logano had the higher line covered till it cooled off.
Downhill slope from there. So I was hoping for a late race caution for something. That was our only prayer at the end there, but.
A late race caution so he could pull another stupid move like he did at Indianapolis, you fucking balding bitch. Squinty-eyed balding douche.
That was a lot of laps, but this 22
Get a
car,
fucking nose job.
have gotten some great results
Big
as
nose
of late
freak.
without
I'm sorry, I
the
hate
speed
Joe
today.
Logano.
You had the speed. How much encouragement does that give you as we head towards the playoffs?
Yeah, it means we're executing, really well throughout the race, so we're able to get something out of a race where we don't have a fast enough car. And when you have days like today, we have a fast enough car, you want to capitalize, and we did as far as a playoff point and a stage win, but not enough at the end of the race. So need these ones to be race wins instead of just stage wins. But
Can we get North Wilkesboro DLC for
we're
SRX?
starting to come into our own here as the playoffs come around the corner. We're getting a little bit more solid, situated more in the top 5. More than what we've been, so I'm proud of that, and we just got to keep that going.
Guys, I think those 22 teams find a little bit of that speed as we head towards the playoffs. Could be dangerous for everyone else.
Well, let's take a look at everyone else as far as the playoff picture.
So Blaney went from 19 ahead to 26 ahead, and we had a repeat winner.
Now there are 10 that are locked in.
So it was a net gain for Blaney. Still 2 races to go.
Far right side, Steve, still a fight for points.
Yeah, so 10 we know we race for the playoffs. I think Alex Bowman, Suarez, and even Cindric's got to start feeling better about their opportunities with only 2 races left in the regular season. But, Kurt Busch doesn't want to be that guy on the bottom, but he's unfortunately still out of the race car, so that's a question mark. And then on the right side, it's the Blaney versus Truex show. Moves on to the road course. We brought here to the short track, and I was one that said, man, it's going to be tough for Blaney. Martin runs so well here, but to be honest, while Martin ended up finishing in front of him, Blaney used
And old Fart won. Yay! I guess he's not the washed-up boomer we thought he was. But I'm done with this. I'm going to go complain to friends about how I should have won money today. So, good night, and I'll see you guys next time. Watkins Glen. That's an abrupt